Alright, here we go. Here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Back in Akihabara for the events of Chapter 3 in Stein's Gate. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed and the lab is silent before the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right. We're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. Better make sure the door is locked. What's going on here? Tori breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper. They jellified someone? Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified banana is produced by the phone wave, name subject to change, and the jellified corpse is produced by CERN's experiments. They seem identical in nature. They're experimenting on people. Kurisu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image. And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. I'm still in shock. I don't quite grasp the meaning of Chris's words. This New York Times article is from 1921. 19 years ago. 90, excuse me. Look. Kurisu points to part of the black and white photograph, her fingers shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of a man. She's pointed to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused onto the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. CERN. So, CERN used the LHC to send someone back to 1921. Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though. Is this the only report? No, there's more. Looks like 14 people in total. More jellymen? That means more jellified people. More victims of human experimentation. I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat. Show me the others. Darwin pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kurisu begins translating out loud. Jellyman's Report 9. Subject Dan Straisky, age 26, Canadian. The program 4, date of experiment 2004, September 6th. Time 2:10 p.m. Results: error. Human is dead. Mismatch. The newspaper clipping, I think it's in French. I can't read it. You can read the date though. January 31st, 2001. The location is Oh, France, I guess. 2001. It's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Dara calls up a machine translation, giving us the following. January 31st, 2001. collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk and the body had jellified. Daru goes to the next report. Jellyman's report 8. Subject Linda Hill, age 25, British. Z program 4, date of experiment February 15, 2004. Time 1:45 p.m. Results: error. Human is dead. Mismatch. October 2nd, 1972. The jellified body of a woman was discovered on the streets of Andarapuri in Tamil Nadu, India. There were signs that the body has been run over by a car. Daru goes to the next page. Jellyman's report 7. Subject Michael Lang, age 33, German. Z program 4, date of experiment October 8th, 2002. Results: error. Human is dead. Mismatch. The time was 1:28, by the way. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. May 24th, 1936. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Haidei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan. I've never heard this story before. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shown is of a beach, beautiful butt for the jellyfish-like body lying on the sand. It must have washed ashore. Jellyman's report 6. Subject Mark Hughes, age 30, American. Z program 4, date of experiment 23rd of August 2002. Time is noon 52. Result: error. Human is dead. Mismatch. On July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast of Estremoy, Faroe Islands. It appeared to be a body of an adult man, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believed that it was the body of a merman. The inscription CERN is found near the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. Keep looking. I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people. The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so. It's too random. There's something about curved black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It is believed that, due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the curved black holes in singularity. That's what it said. What's a curved black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proven yet, not that there's any way to prove one exists. Curved black hole. Where have I heard that term before? That's right. Sean Titer. Titer said his time machine used curved black holes. According to Titer, CERN finished their time machine in 2034, and then Titer himself came from 2036. Makes sense for Titer and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Carissa closed her eyes in deep thought. Creating curved black holes. That's insane. If you screw up, it could swallow the earth. And besides, curved black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Dieter's predictions are a reality, then that means the LHC worst-case scenario video on YouTube was right. I don't know about Dieter's predictions, but I've seen the problem video before. It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. The gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive. That must be how these people got jellified. It wouldn't just jellify you, it would tear you apart particle from particle. That's what a black hole does. Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Darius already started pulling up new documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking Stein like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now. Here we go. There's a file in the Z report that, the Z program that explains time travel theory. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. Their security's fine. I'm just too good. Daru is my favorite right arm. I thought he was your super hacker. Hacker! So, what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Chris's eyes dart left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way, but this is... Is Taita really... What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Oh, right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same. The same as Taita's theory. Basically, the LHC smashes protons together at 99.999991 the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of 10 to the negative 24 kilograms into an extremely tiny space of 10 to the negative 9 meters. Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass. Thrust into a narrow space. With great force. That explanation's too vague. That explanation's too erotic. Huh? What part of it is erotic? Ah! Hashida, you pervert. Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you. Her blushing cheeks make her denial less than effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. What are we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right. Successful compression generates a microsingularity, which... A microsingularity? Not a mini black hole? Same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. This process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. A black hole with 2 cores. Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Fine. Say there are 2 cute girls, Mike-chan and Kra-chan. Sisters are moi. Haha. By feeding Mike-chan and Kuro-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Electric shock torture? This some sort of eroge? So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity. And then, theoretically, Mike-chan and Kuro-chan transform into Magical Girl Ring Singularity. Cue stock transformation scene. Got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. The resulting black hole exhibits what's called the Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin. But what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right? The part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. A black hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse. Everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not a point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Mike-chan and Kuro-chan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the Guro. Before you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove. What did you mean? A black hole has what's called an event horizon. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. Time and space switch places. Right now, we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what it's like. Since unrestricted spatial movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole. For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing about the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel. Next to the point, the Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Since it's spinning, it has angular momentum. Like I said, in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the core spins? Just think of that as having momentum. If you keep giving Mike-chan and Kuro-chan electrons, they rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear, and the singularity will become a naked singularity. Naked? You mean the magical girl costumes expose a lot of skin, right? What is the anime adaptation air? Karisu and I ignore Daru's nonsense. Naked, you mean it becomes observable. When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped. And then, the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general relativity theory to fail. The laws of physics are broken. Can such a thing exist? The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Kurisu say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titor said the same thing, so Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity. Look, this is a picture of the LHC, but there's strange equipment installed at the proton the proton collision site. It looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it? Daru, have you heard of it? Lifter. I think I saw that in the Z program files. Wanna Google it? Daru opens up a browser window and enters lifter into a search engine. We've got hits. About 422,000 results. That many? I guess it's not a secret. Could this be it? Ionocraft? Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. We click on a link that says Ionocraft Lifter. It takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive. Just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air, and then it remains stationary. That's an anti-gravity device. Don't be ridiculous. That would be the breakthrough of the century. It's called an ionocraft, so it probably has something to do with electrodes and charged air. Kirsten doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up information on the ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. CERN is using this lifter technology. It's a vital component of their time machine. If they can manipulate a microsingularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices. Well, under those exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible. My curiosity is growing more by the second. But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter. They don't have full control over the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity. That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen. Kirsten nods. Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity. As a result, substances become fractalized. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that that's right. It might take months to prove. Kirsty shrugs her shoulders in resignation. So CERN's lifter is still incomplete. If Titor is telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave name subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN. We don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think we can solve? What makes you think you can solve a problem that they can't? This isn't that simple. CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be Jellymen buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. There's no point to traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from Earth. It's not practical at all. Titor said he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use that to lock onto the Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Titor's explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having some such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. But if you're only moving through time, won't you just arrive in the same location? Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. Right, rotation and revolution. The Earth's rotational velocity is about 1,650 kilometers per hour. Its orbital velocity on the Sun is about 114,000 kilometers per hour. Meaning, 1 hour ago, we were that far away from where we are now. Ooh. When you think about it like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast. And that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, but basically the Earth moves about 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic? We've kind of gotten to a ludicrous scale. Speaking of ale, Varys and her mail says, "Have you bought Phantasm's debut single? Yeah, it's the theme song for Rainet Kakeru, so it's really popular. Varys bought 5 copies, and yeah, it's my duty as a Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm's songs. The key to unlocking is... Oops. The bell's ringing, yeah. Looks like someone's here. Better see who it is." I will respond with Phantasm, because it appears I am the only one here. That band's vocalist, I feel a strong resonance from her scent. I hope that wasn't too interrupting of the thought process for Ither and Mikase. We've gotten to a ludicrous scale. By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies, which is itself part of an even larger supercluster. And these clusters and superclusters might be moving too. If that's the case, we're moving even more than 50 million kilometers a day. The point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Doing it by hand is impossible, and it might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution, just to get you to the same location. Then we have no choice. We need to find Taito and borrow his variable gravity system. Great idea. Go for it. I wonder how CERN is dealing with this problem. After blowing me off, Kurisu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Dara and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. Dawn breaks. We stayed up all night again. Fighting drowsiness, I refill my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had. Okabe. Kurisu hands me her mug without looking away from the computer. I guess she expects me to refill it. Since when did I become her maid? She should ask Mayuri for stuff like that. Like this. Mayuri's a professional maid, after all. That said, Kurisu's the one reading CERN's documents right now. Daru and I can manage if we use translation software, but we're nowhere near as efficient as she is. While it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge, it just goes to show that I was right to make her a lab in them. She is an asset to the lab. For now, at least. I should try not to upset her. I silently take the mug from Kurisu, dump in the powdered coffee, and pour in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Kurisu's already requested the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Kurisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Kurisu takes it without turning. Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in CERN's research. Even though was adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm itching to know more myself. Daru is fast asleep on the sofa. His snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he has sleep apnea. I am surprised Christy has been able to ignore it. Is she just that focused? I decide to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Radican satellite crash. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and with the start of summer vacation season, crowds are gathering to get a glimpse of the satellite, which still has not been removed. I came from Nagoya. I wanted to see it. I drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? Yay! I'm a high school girl from Chiba. Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. And the part-time warrior has sent a message. Amane Suzuya. I'm so hungry. I had to skip breakfast again today. I don't have much money on hand. Are there any good places to find insects or weeds around here? I can get by using my survival skills if I have to. Still, I don't see anybody here, so I will respond maybe another time. There's always bugs and weeds around, unless it's a foreign celestial landscape. In an interview earlier today, Michael Byrne, spokesperson for NASA, stated that no satellite had crashed in Japan, and that the crashed object was, in fact, not even a satellite. The satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organization. Good morning. Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? The door unlocks from outside and Mayuri comes in. She has a convenience store bag in hand. There are various food items inside, but it doesn't look like they are for us. Oh, the air in here is so thick. The three of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. But it's hard to put on a bright smile now that I know about CERN. I'll refresh the air. Mary opens the window wide. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large clouds listlessly drift on the wind. It truly is a refreshing sight. Mayuri's appearance makes Daru get up with a grimace. Kurisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock, then go to the center of the room and call for attention. Since all lab members are present and accounted for, this is the perfect opportunity to hold another roundtable conference. Roundabout confluence? What's that? A meeting of lab members. Have we ever done that before? Do we even have a round table? Not physically. However, it exists in the hearts of all lab members. Am I mistaken? Yes, you're mistaken. Don't go sticking things in people's hearts. Is there one in Mayushi too? Of course there is. That's good. But what's a roundable? And why a round table? You, King Arthur? I'm only a temporary lab man anyway. These people whine about every little thing. Anyway, it's a round table conference. Mayuri wasn't here last night, so first let's explain the situation to her. I tell Mayuri about everything we discovered in her absence. About how CERN is making a time machine. About jellymen. About how men in black might be coming to erase us for what we know. I told you shouldn't do bad things. Bad, you say? Are we bad? Absurd. If we're bad, then CERN is even worse. They aren't satisfied with ruling the world. Now they want to get their hands on space-time itself. I agree. For some reason, Karisu backs me up. What CERN is doing is unforgivable. They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science. I guess. She doesn't sound convinced. I didn't want to get Miri involved, but she's surprisingly perceptive. She'd find out even if we had kept it a secret, so it's better to just tell her. Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with CERN is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come too far to turn back now. We can't unlearn what we know. Ragnarok? Norse mythology again? Christina, I ordered you to investigate CERN. What have you learned? I don't remember being ordered, but whatever. There are two problems CERN faces with time travel. First is the electron injection device, also known as a lifter. Unless they get it to function properly, they can't make the curved black hole singularities naked. If you send a test subject through the singularity in its current state, the supergravity compresses them to the micro level way to survive. The second problem is that they can't specify a physical destination. They can't choose where they end up after traveling to the past. That's why I'd say the 14-pound jellymen were the unlucky ones. Oh, rather, excuse me. The 14-pound jellymen were the lucky ones. Over 100 human experiments have been performed since 2001. The remaining 80 or so people ended up somewhere they can't be found. Why can't they be found? Didn't you know, Mayushi? The world is constantly moving. Its rotational speed is 1,500 kilometers per hour, and its orbital speed is 114,000 kilometers per hour. Daru's tone is authoritative, but he's just relaying what he heard from Kurisu last night. CERN has been looking for solutions, but it's not going well. So even CERN is having difficulties. Now then, have you learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave name subject to change? Kurisu stares at the ceiling in thought. Well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest microwave oven. Of course. In other words, the phone wave, named subject to change, is a miniature LHC. You might be onto something there. I was sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. But instead, she agreed with me. It throws me off a little. However, there are too many things we don't know about the phone wave. Why do the same phenomena that occur in CERN's time machine also occur in that tiny little microwave? Unless the LHC are unlike the LHC, this thing wasn't made for time travel. It was made to warm Mayushi's chicken. Well, yeah. Since the Jellyman phenomenon occurs with the phone wave, named subject to change, Mayuri's bananas must be reaching the curved black hole's ring singularity. It makes a black hole here? It won't suck us in, will it? If it sucked us in, we'd become Jellymen too. But we still haven't figured out the electric discharge phenomenon, or the conditions required to cause it. During our experiments earlier, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge. Although it hasn't happened again, that discharge phenomenon could very well signify the injection of charge, that is, electrons. And only when it occurs does the path of the singularity open. We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon. That's what we need to find out. In the first place, the emails we're sending to the past are digital data, not physical objects. That's a definite difference from CERN's time machine. No, we're doing the same thing. Who's to say that digital data can't go through a singularity? I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized. Well, I suppose that's true. You know, the way you guys talk about email, it makes me think of folding a letter into a paper airplane and making it go zoom, you know? It's more like a beam of light, like optical digital data. By the way, it's a pain to keep saying emails sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name. I've got a bad feeling about this. What's that supposed to mean? You dare mock Huin Kyoma? You just wanted to give it some oddball name, don't you? How rude! Heed me, I shall name the phenomenon of mail sent to the past as follows. The name shall be Nostalgia Drive. Confusing. Rejected. What? Why you? Who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant. Then why don't we take a vote? All in favor of Nostalgia Drive? My hand shoots into the air, but nobody follows suit. Have you forsaken me? Daru? Mayuri? Christian's right. It's too hard for Mayushi to remember. It's way too chunny, man. Traitors. Fine. Then let's hear alternatives. Don't tell me you rejected my idea without having any bright ideas of your own. I think it needs to be something easy to understand. It's an email that regresses through time. So, how about retro mail? What does retro mean? Mayuri is busy eating strawberry jelly. How could she eat that stuff after hearing about jellymen? Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it? But that's because Mayuri-san is... never mind. Were you about to say because Mayuri's dumb? No. Eh? Christian, do you think Mayoshi's dumb? I don't. I promise I don't, okay? Somehow, Chrisu manages to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri. I vote the male who leapt through time. That's too stiff. It's hard to say. It's better than your nostalgia-lastic expialidocious nonsense, and mine makes a movie title reference. That's not cool. It needs to be cool. You're rejecting it for that? Mayor, she has an idea. How about Back to the Mail? I took a movie title and changed a word to mail. I already did the movie joke, Mayoshi. Besides, I think the meaning of it is a little off. She probably meant mail to the future, but our emails go to the past. It's not about the meaning. I took a movie title and changed a word to mail. Either way, it's too long. Then how about DeLorean mail? That doesn't even say what kind of mail it is. Hey, we don't have time for this nonsense. Let's just abbreviate it to email and move on. But that's boring. Don't care if it's boring. Shot down. Chris's influence in the lab seems to have grown significantly these past few days. D-mail it is. Mayuri, finished with her jelly, proclaims in satisfaction. Wait, When did Mayuri become the moderator? So, why does the D-mail phenomenon occur? Because the path through the ring singularity is open. We've been over this already. We don't know if there's actually a black hole at work here. It could be an entirely different phenomenon that just happens to resemble CERN's experiments. It's dangerous to jump to conclusions. Why so timid? Don't you want our time travel experiments to succeed? That's why we put our lives on the line to hack CERN. What we need to figure out is how to turn the phone wave named subject to change into a usable time machine. Do you really think that's possible? There is no think, only do. What? Did you read that off a motivational poster? You're like the classic incompetent boss. Damn you. You dare insult the insane mad scientist, Kyoma? Well, it's not like Okuren's the boss anyway. Indeed, I am the symbol of this lab, not the boss. I don't know what you mean by symbol, but how do you plan to turn the phone wave into a time machine? Let's have details. My plan. Alright, there is one thing. We've been thinking that the electrical discharge happens at random, but I have a hypothesis. Which is, I look at my watch. It's past noon. Recall the conditions when it occurred, Christina. We experimented through the night with no results, but there's one variable we overlooked, the simplest, most definitive variable of all. That is the time of the occurrence. I checked the times of the two previous occurrences. When I accidentally sent the first D-mail to daughter's phone, it happened between noon and 1 p.m. The second time, when all four of us observed the D-mail, it was 6 p.m. So, if we perform the experiment within that time frame, we might be able to reproduce the effect. Let's try it right now. Kurisu bolts into the development room, suddenly bursting with enthusiasm. Well, I'm glad to see she has a brighter straight. Mayoshi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more. Only one banana remains untouched. We got rid of the jellified bananas, and then we ate the rest. Sorry, Mayuri-san. I'll go buy you some new bananas later. Really? Yay! Okuren and Daru-kun eat my bananas, but they never buy new ones. I'll be sure to amend that in the future. A bunch of bananas is a small price to pay in order to bring chaos to the world. Kurisu picks the last banana off the stem, leans under the table, and places it inside the microwave. First, let's see if it'll become a jelly man. Ah! She tries to get up and gloriously bangs her head underneath the table. Trying for the clumsy girl appeal. It was an accident! Kurisu gets up, blushing in embarrassment with tears in her eyes. Put the microwave somewhere else. It's dangerous and hard to reach like this. It'll punch through the floor if we put it on the table. Christian, pain, go away. Mayuri pats the back of Kurisu's head, then sweeps her hand through the air. Thanks, Mayuri-san. Kurisu pulls herself together, types on her phone, and activates the phone wave, named subject to change. The banana inside the microwave slowly begins to spin backwards as the timer counts down. Kurisu, who is peering into the microwave, suddenly shouts in surprise. The banana has vanished. At the exact same moment, the banana reappears on its stem, jellified. Whoa! It became a Jalnana. Jalbana. Just as I suspected, the critical variable was time. I was a little anxious about the results, but it all worked out. I outwitted the impertinent genius girl. Now, my position as symbol of the lab is secure. What? Way to go, Okabe. It was so simple. I didn't notice it. Kurisu says, with a slightly sulky expression. Your praise does you credit, Christina, but I know you're frustrated. You didn't think of it first. Anyway, let's see if we can send another email. Kurisu ignores my proud laughter and excitedly starts typing out a mail. I feel like my authority has been on the decline since that girl showed up. It's cool, man. You never had any to begin. You never had any to begin with. Help me, you two. Okabe, I'm sending an email to your phone. When did I become her assistant? I grind my teeth in frustration, but I do as I'm told and insert my phone into the phone wave, name subject to change's slot. Why are you going to send? Christian. Mayuri presses up against Kurisu and sneaks a peek at Kurisu's phone. It doesn't matter what it says. What matters is whether we can send it or not. Let me see. Okabe is an airhead. Wait! You there, assistant. What are you typing? You'll see. Ready? I'm sending it. Daru has already set the phone wave. The microwaves timer through the X8 68000. There's nothing inside, but the microwave still operates. The countdown starts from 120. This is where the timing counts. We know that we have to open the microwave door during operation, but we still don't know when to send the mail. For now, we'll do them simultaneously. Kurisu readies her finger on the phone's send button. I grasp the microwave's door handle. Mayuri seeks cover. Starting the countdown. The microwave timer soon indicates 70. 3, 2, 1, 0. Kurisu presses send, and at nearly the same instant I open the microwave door. Yeah! It's working, you guys! Lightning crackles in the air. The cushion underneath the phone wave, name subject to change, collapses under the weight. The floor starts creaking. It's exactly like the discharge phenomenon that occurred before. The discharge lasts for about 10 seconds. After it subsides, we stare at the phone wave, name subject to change, with bated breath. Luckily, it didn't break through the floor. Did it arrive? I disconnect my phone from the phone wave, name subject to change. I check my mail. Kurisu stands beside me and peers at the screen. Airhead. Okabe is in. There's an email there, 2 of them even, and they're written in English. The timestamps are from 5 days ago. Kurisu starts laughing when she sees the mail, even though she's the one who wrote it. The Okabe in the first one is obviously my name. But what does airhead in the second one mean? My English is shaky. Is she saying my head can fly or something? Whatever. I may not know what it means, but I do know this. My assistant is making fun of me. But that doesn't matter right now. Christina? Did you send 2 mails? Eh? No. I only sent 1. Mayoshi saw it too. She really only sent 1. But I received 2. You're right. I even sent it in 1 sentence, but it got divided. By the way, what does this word mean? Why don't you look it up? I guess she doesn't want to answer. That reminds me, the D-mail from before was cut up in mid-sentence too. I don't know what this is indicating. Apparently it means I can mess with my phone a little bit. What do you think? Anybody? Or only the one body, one person? Also, let me just do this real quick. Alright, nobody says anything in the YouTube chat. Let me see if I can make something happen in here. No. Okay. Let's see what the old one said. Oh, it rotates, so that is the oldest. Akiba is A. Oh, I just looked it up and that does affect it. Okay. Let's see what happens. You're right. This one got split too. I wonder what's causing it. Maybe it's related to the Jellyman. Mayoshi wants to know why it arrived 5 days ago. Good point. Didn't the last one also arrive 5 days before we sent it? Yeah, it did. Is there some kind of rule for when it arrives? Let's try sending more. Mary's right. Now that we've figured out how to send emails, we should keep experimenting and collect as much data as we can. Alright, Lab Mem's battle stations. She's at it again. Our mission? To send as many D-mails as possible. Daru, man the X68000. Your job is to observe, adjust, and gather information on the phone wave name subject to change. Assistant, keep those mails coming. Try various patterns of text, Japanese, English, full width, half width, emoticons. The actual messages don't matter. I'm sure a shining finger would be better for the job, but since she's not a lab man, I'll leave it to Kurisu. What about Mayushi? Your mission is to go shopping. Just buy some bananas for now. I, Huin Kyoma, shall fund you. Wow, you're so generous. So, I guess your job is opening the microwave. Whoa! You saved the easiest job for yourself? No. My assistant's judgment is sound. The key to a successful D-mail is most likely the correct timing of opening the microwave door. I was just kidding. Leave this task to Huen Kyoma. I shall open this door with precision, boldness, and delicacy, as if it were the flesh of a beautiful woman. Oh, Corinne, that's naughty. Furthermore, the current operation is top secret. You must not leak it to anyone. Got it? Mayuri nods. The others are ignoring me. Now, I shall give this operation a name. It shall be known as Don't need one. Let's start. What? But you ruined my climactic scene. Damn you, assistant. This is an outrage. Afterwards, the D-mail experiment, its name is Operation Erd, though I lost my chance to announce it, continues for 2 hours. During that time, every D-mail goes back in time without a hitch. Now it's time to take a break. We're all hungry, and except for Mayuri, we've been up since last night. Go ahead and rest. I'm gonna have a go at it a little longer. She's been going at it for hours, and she's still full of energy. It's hard to believe she was so opposed to time travel research before. Her scientist's blood must be on fire. We've made a number of discoveries, but we can wait to assess them until after we eat. Dara and I leave the two girls to watch over the lab as we go shopping at the convenience store. We return from the convenience store to find the Brawn Tube Workshop's one and only part-time warrior standing in front of the building. She's stretching. Sup? She notices me and calls out without stopping her exercises. What shenanigans are you up to this early in the morning? Shenanigans? This girl has a thing for unusual words. The kind you wouldn't believe. We're building the first time machine in human history. Oh, cool. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Can't blame her for being skeptical. I didn't think it was possible either. And isn't that top secret? I thought you didn't want anyone to know. Crap. Part-time warrior, please keep what I just said a secret. Sure. By the way, Part-time warrior glances at the Brawn Tube Workshop. The boss is really pissed. Why? The noise. Whatever you're doing up there, it's got the whole building shaking. Dust everywhere. Kinda like an air raid. He was saying stuff like, "What's that nutcase doing? I'ma raise his damn rent." Maybe you should go apologize. Oh boy. What if he kicks us out? Alright, leave it to me. Daru, go tell my assistant to lay off the experiments for now. Roger that. I won't forget you, soldier. Daru salutes, then races up to the second floor. By the way, is Makisa Karisu here too?
Oh.
Yeah. Come to think of it, she did pick a fight with Christina yesterday. Have you met before? No. Yesterday was first contact. First contact? That's a strange way of putting it.
Oh,
really? Weren't you a little hostile for a first contact? She's my enemy. What? I barely heard her. Her voice was so low. I'm about to ask her to repeat herself, but Suzura is staring at the ground in silence. She obviously doesn't want to talk about this. Did she call Krisu her enemy? But that doesn't make sense. How can she be your enemy? You just met, right? Yeah. Did she do something to you? Not to me. What does that mean? She did something to someone else? If you want, I can go talk things over with Christina. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you're blaming the wrong person. Jeez, give it a rest. She hits me with a glare. Anyway, shouldn't you apologize to the boss instead of talking to me? Actually, I'm getting cold feet. But I am Hoin Kyoma, the mad scientist who brings chaos to the world. I can't falter now. I steel myself to enter the Brawn Tube Workshop. Part-time warrior follows me inside. I've come. Mr. Brawn is sitting at the counter inside, slurping delivery ramen. Even when I enter, he doesn't look away from the huge 42-inch CRT. It's showing some news. It's showing some news shows report on some celebrity divorce. Part-time warrior doesn't say anything. She's just going to stand there and watch me be ripped into by him. Hey, Okabe, what the hell are you doing up there? Straight to the punch. He doesn't take his eyes off the TV, nor does he stop slurping his ramen. Yet, despite his sedentary posture, he exudes extraordinary pressure. But now is not the time to falter. We're currently conducting experiments that will change the course of human history. The discoveries we make today will shape the world for a century. I don't care what games you guys play. I'm the owner of this building, got it? And the building's really worn down. You keep shaking it like that, you could bring the whole damn thing down on our heads. Better keep quiet about the dent in the floor. Very interesting, Mr. Braun. Don't tell me you forged this building's earthquake safety certificate. What if I did? Holy crap. Maybe we should seek shelter soon. It's been properly reinforced, but regardless, you guys are still shaking it too much. So what if a few buildings collapse? What's that? As I've said countless times before, our current experiment is of vital importance to the history of science. No, to the history of human civilization itself. What's more important than prolonging this building's lifetime for another 10 or so measly years? The building starts shaking again as soon as I finish speaking. Flakes of concrete start falling from the ceiling. The 42-inch CRT's image goes to static. Damn it, Daru, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stop the experiments. Okabe. He's glaring at me. The ceiling is falling, you dumbass. Some got into my ramen. What are you going to do about it, huh? No more shaking. Or I'll raise your rent by 10,000. What? If you raise 10,000, we're ruined. Leave it to me, Mr. Braun. On my honor, I swear there won't be any more shaking today. With that, I race out of the Braun Tube workshop. Christina, stop the experiments at once! When I burst into the lab, I find the three of them in the middle of lunch. Mayuri has juicy chicken #1. Daru has a convenience store boxed lunch. Karisu's eating cup noodles with a fork. Sorry, Okarin. Mayushi tried to warm up some chicken. I accidentally put it through reverse rotation and then it started sparking. I see. I sent you an email. Didn't you get it? Your sarcasm is not appreciated, Christina. You know as well as I do that my phone is still attached to the phone wave, name subject to change. I disconnect my phone from the phone wave, name subject to change, while grinding my teeth. One more, please. Stop screwing around! I'm the one who has to deal with Mr. Braun. But I gave you 5 days advance notice. Well, yeah, the timestamp's from 5 days ago, but... Was he mad? Yeah. I could feel his killing aura. Daru turns pale, but the two girls don't seem to care. They know not the wrath of Mr. Braun. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, no more experiments today. Well, at least we got some good data. Then Karisu hides her mouth with her hand as she yawns. I'm dead tired. My hair's dried out. I want to take a shower and go to sleep. I sigh and take a boxed lunch out of the convenience store bag. It's cold, so I toss it into the phone wave, name subject to change, and set the timer normally. If you want to take a shower, there's one here. It doesn't have a bath though. Okuran always uses it. It's probably filthy. And we have mail. From Lukako. Kiyoma-san, are you familiar with Gero Froggies? They were a huge fad last year. We have a ton of them at the shrine, so if you like, you could take a few off our hands. Dad brought a whole box home for some reason. Then he said they were for me. I don't know what to do with them. P.S. I always was so spoiled that I couldn't do any practice swinging Samidare. Alright, well, let's just go with Gero Froggies, because, you know, Those weird-looking frog things that are so popular with teenage girls in Shibuya last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, they came out with a wide variety of them. Send. And moving on. I'd be lying if I called it clean. This entire building is in shambles. Anyway, I refuse to use the same shower as Okabe. I understand. Nobody will blame you if you don't use it, of course. Since the three of us stayed up all night, we're all pretty smelly. Given the sweltering heat and the fact that we kept the windows closed all night, I bet this place is smelling pretty rank by now. That's why I'm going back to my hotel once I finish eating. Gracie swipes her cup noodles indignantly. I bought them at her request. She was raised in America, yet she likes cup noodles? Strange. Celebrity bath time at a high-class hotel. I want to come too. Not a chance. Mayushi wants to come too. You can come anytime, Mayuri-san. Really? Thank you. I take my warm food out of the microwave, take a fresh bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge, and join in on lunch. Hey, Okurin, I've been wondering, but why do you drink soda while you eat? Does it make it taste better? I don't really see a problem. Me neither. Same. I didn't give it a second thought. You're acting weird, Mayuri. It's normal to drink soda while eating. It's normal. Duh. No objections. No way. You guys are the weird ones. Well, I'm a pure Dusparian. Daru loves cola like a typical fat otaku, and Karisu lives in America, home of soda. So I admit our opinion is biased. But that doesn't matter right now. Now, let's discuss Operation Urd's progress. Operation Urd? Oh, right. Thanks to a certain assistant, I didn't get a chance to present the operation's codename yesterday. Heed me, these D-mail experiments are all part of Operation Urd. The experiments have been fruitful. She interrupts me again. At the very least, we've learned what we can do with D-mail. Kirsi places her empty noodle cup on the table, then retrieves the whiteboard from the development room. While the rest of us eat, she scribbles on the whiteboard, then puts it up against the wall. That about sums it up. Anything to add? Nothing especially. She's summarized the vital parts. I'll go ahead and read it as well. I want to check something though. Is there a way to... Okay, I don't see... Maybe shift? Alright, let's try shift. Nope, still doesn't work. Can't tell what it says over the top left, so I will actually not read it. Mayuri has her mouth half open in a blank stare. She clearly doesn't understand. A D-mail can be, at most, 36 English characters or 18 Japanese characters long, what makes experimentation difficult. So, we'll want to improve at that first. Furthermore, each D-mail is split into 12 character segments. If you send 36 characters, you'll get 3 12-character emails. If you try to send more, everything after the 36th character disappears. But we figured out how to control when it arrives. That's pretty good, right? Though we can only set it in 1-hour increments, we can control how far back D-mails go by using the microwave's timer. Observation isn't enough. We need to find the underlying principle. What I've written here is nothing but verified phenomena.
原理の究明
The underlying principle. You're right.
確かにそれが分
It's
から
not
な
a
ければ
complete time
真
machine
にタイムマシ
until
ン
we
を
understand how it works.
6文字かける3しか動かない
What could be the reason for the
何が
character
原因
limit? Dara and Kurisu remain silent. Suddenly Mary, who has been staring at the ceiling in confusion until now, raises her hand. Chicken and bananas become gel chicken and gel nanas? But salt doesn't turn into gel salt, right? So much gel. According to Mayuri, the refrozen chicken had indeed been jellified when she tried eating it. Kurisu's prediction was right. And you can send 36 letters in a D-mail, but everything past that disappears, right? So I think maybe you can't send big things or a lot of small things. Maybe the curb black hole, it's Kerr black hole. The curb black hole. The black hole's hole is too tight. Mayoshi, say that one more time, starting from hole. The hole is too tight. Outrageous! Stop making her say stuff like that. Mayuri has flowers for brains, so she's easy prey for daughter's perversions. It drives me crazy. The hole is tight. Huh. That might not be entirely wrong. Maybe we have the same problem CERN has with their time machine. Since they can't fully control the lifter, they can't make the singularities perfectly naked, which limits how much they can send. Anyway, 6 Japanese or 12 English characters comes out to 12 bytes. English characters are half-width, so they only use 1 byte, but full-width Japanese characters use 2. Bytes? Not kilobytes? Oh, so Makishi's bad with computers? Is that so, assistant? Shut up. You don't see things measured in bytes nowadays, so I was just making sure. By the way, 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. 1 byte is 8 bits. Well, email isn't just comprised of text. There's more to it, like the sender and receiver's email addresses, the header, and various other things. So roughly speaking, we can send data in 3 batches of 12 bytes then. By the way, I don't know if using a subject changes anything. But I'm pretty sure that chicken and bananas have to be larger than 12 bytes. How do you measure a banana in bytes anyway? Since each grain of salt is tiny, it's possible they could be converted to less than 12 bytes. So larger masses get crushed by supergravity? Mass might not be the issue here. Data doesn't have mass. In any case, since the singularity isn't naked, the object is forced to pass through the event horizon. Inside the event horizon, space and time switch places, causing the subject that arrived at the ring singularity to reach ultra-high speed. The data, crushed and destroyed by supergravity, is shot out of the black hole as a jellyman. But even a small mass has to pass through supergravity. How does it emerge unscathed? If the hole is too tight, then just inject more electrons. I don't think it's that simple. I mean, I'm sure CERN's already tried that, and yet they haven't gotten any results after 9 years of experiments. It's not as simple as increasing the flow of electrons. I see. CERN has a lifter, but we don't know what in the phone wave is filling the same role, much less how to adjust it. She has a point.
リフターに変わるものが何
We
なの
don't know what acts as
そ
a
れは
lifter,
不明だが少なくともその代替
but
物の
we
効果
do
に
know that it has successfully created a path wide enough to send approximately 36 bytes of data through the ring singularity.
よくわかんない。
I don't get it. Mary, finished with her chicken, looks at us in confusion.
リング上得意点の
Think
入
of
り
it
口である
like an
内側のイベ
RPG.
ン
The
ト
ring
ホライゾン
singularity, the entrance to the event horizon, is the gate to the Demon Lord's castle. The
魔王
Demon Lord? Hundreds of soldiers attack the heavily fortified Demon Lord's castle gate. The soldiers can use the magic called Lifter to force the castle gate open, but they can only keep it open for a moment before it closes. During that moment, only 12 soldiers can break through. The soldiers can only use Lifter magic 3 times. The 36 soldiers who make it through the gate return triumphantly as the heroes who slay the Demon Lord. But the soldiers who are left behind are imprisoned by the Demon Lord's minions. They are taken to the castle's prison cells and turned into slimes. The heroes save them after defeating the Demon Lord, but unfortunately they go home as slimes.
スライムになって帰ってきた
So the soldiers who went home as slimes are jellymen?
だが例が
But there's an exception. The soldiers can combine into a super soldier with the strength and size of 100 ordinary soldiers. The super soldier has the power to defeat the Demon Lord alone, but since his body is too big, he can't pass through the gate, even when it's opened by a lifter. And so, deprived of his magic's effectiveness, the weakened super soldier is seized by the Demon Lord's underlings and sent home in defeat as a giant slime. Combining soldiers? That's just silly.
図体が大きすぎ
It's
て
to
はダメだとい
illustrate
う
that
例
the
えだ
object can't be too big. I get it. That's really easy to understand.
そう
Is it? It's a dumb metaphor, but I guess it works. At least as an explanation for why things get jellified.
全て
It's all thanks to Mayuri's hint.
マユシは
Mayushi was helpful.
ああ
Yeah,
いいひらめ
great
きだったぞ
insight, Mayuri.
よかった。
Yay.
でも
But
まだ
it's
仮説
still
よ。
a
そ
hypothesis.
れが証明されたわけじゃない。
It hasn't been proven. How would you prove it? With human experiments like CERN?
岡部と橋田さんが
If
被
Okabe
験
and
者として
Hashida
志願してくれるなら
volunteer as test subjects, I'll happily experiment on you.
人
Human experimentation sounds kinda dirty, if you know what I mean.
だが断る
But I refuse. I'd rather play the doctor than the subject.
右に同じ
Same here. No,
いや
not in the way
性
he's
的な意味という
implying.
部分は同意し
バカども。
Idiots. Kurisu gives us a cold stare and shrugs her shoulders in exasperation.
何度も言うけど
As I keep saying, the
問
real
題は
problem
あの
is
電話
what
レンジ
the
のど
phone
こに
wave
リ
uses
フター
as
に
a
代替
lifter.
それともう一つ
That and one other thing. How come the discharge phenomenon in jellification only happened during a certain
起
time
きたり
frame?
起きなかったりする
わからないことはあるけど
We may not understand everything, but we've perfected the art of demailing. Isn't that our final answer?
過去にメールを
Sending mail to the past is amazing, isn't it?
人が直接過去へ飛べる
Though
わ
I
けじゃない
guess
から
it's not a real-time machine unless we can send people to the past.
それをやろうとして
Even CERN
セルン
has
ほど
failed
の
to
研
send
究機関が
humans,
失
though.
敗し続けている
If you believe what Taida says, it won't be another, what, 20, 40 years before there's a true time machine? I answer Kurisu's sarcastic question with a nod.
確かに今の俺たちでは
Physical time travel
物理
is
的なタイ
impossible
ム
for
マシ
us
ンは
at the
無理
moment.
かもしれんな
We lack the funds and facilities
セルンに
available
比
to
べて
CERN.
しかし俺たちは
And
それで
yet,
も
we have realized a form of time travel. We've sent data to the
この
past.
電話レンジはもっと
We
ちゃ
should
んと検証するべ
investigate
き
the
ね
phone wave further. We need to understand what's
デ
going
ィメール
on.
をもっ
I
と
have some
いろ
fun
いろ面白い
ideas
こ
for
と
how
に
to
使い
use
たいよな
email.
気持ちはわかるが今日は無理
I
だ
know how you feel,
もしまた
but
ビル
we
に来ましたら
can't today.
ミスターブラウン
If we
から
shake the
警告
building again,
される
Mr. Braun is sure to blow a gasket. He'll raise the rent or kick us out of the lab.
詳細な検証は
We can
明日以降
start experimenting again tomorrow, but this
だが
I will
これだ
declare
けは
now.
宣言させてくれ
I step onto the couch and look at each lab mem in turn.
靴脱がなきゃ。
You could have taken off your shoes. It's dirty.
本日
Today? What day is
今日
it?
って何日
8月2日
August 2nd.
2010年8
August
月2
2nd, 2010 is a date which will live in infamy.
なぜだ
For on this day, we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, have developed
タイムマシン
the first successful time machine in the history of mankind.
人類史上初
It's
じゃな
not
く
the
ね
first.
セルは
CERN
先
beat
行され
us.
てたし
そもそも開発した
And
とは言え
you
ない。
can't even say we
偶然
developed
使えるよう
it.
になった
It
だけ。
happened by accident. It seems that my assistant doesn't know the meaning of the word serendipity. Penicillin, X-ray, machines, dynamite, these inventions, and more are all born from
偶然から生まれ
coincidence.
たのだぞ
それはそうだ
I
けど。
guess.
でも、
But, Christian, you said before that time machines don't exist, right? But now you admit they
この
do.
前は今の
It's
と
just
ころ
that I
は認め
have
ざ
to
るを得ない
admit
っ
it
てだけ。
now.
原理を究明していけば、もしかしたらタイム
If
マシ
we
ンとは訳も見つ
investigate how
か
the
ない
phone
まが
wave
いもの
works,
かもしれ
it
ない
might。turn out to be something that only seems like time travel.
Okay.
Does nobody have any respect for my grand declaration?
人類史上初
Don't
の
complain
あや
if I take all the credit for inventing the first, second, whatever, time machine in human history.
今日の第
The
66回
66th roundtable conference ends here.
解
Dismissed.
散ちょ
Wait,
今のって円卓会議だっ
that
た
was a roundtable
知ら
conference?
んかった
I didn't know that.
66
And
回
it's even the 66th.
円卓だろうがなんだ
Who
ろうが。
cares what kind of
どうでもいい
table
わ。
it is? Gersu gets up from her chair and stretches. I'm gonna go back to my hotel, take a shower, and sleep.
マヨシ
Mayoshi has to go to work soon.
です。
I'm incredibly tired too. Let's just sleep today. But when I lie down, I find myself unable to sleep. Though a part of me is still frightened by the dark secrets we've uncovered, the curiosity and excitement are too much to bear. We've built a machine that can send emails to the past. It's like a dream, but it's real, and it's ours. As I started thinking of ways to use it, my imagination spreads out to infinity, driving the last vestiges of fear from my mind. I'm standing in absolute darkness. How long have I been here? I can't remember. I can't move. I can't feel. I can't see. The world is empty.
何もないんじゃない。
No, not empty. A sound resounds in the blackness, as if whispered in my ear, as if screaming from far away, as if dozens of people around me are speaking at once. Where am I?
ここは
You
イベントホライゾンを
are
超えた場
beyond
所。
the event horizon,
時間と空間の役
where
割が
time and space
入れ替わった場所。
switch places. Suddenly, the darkness is dispelled. An ocean of stars fills the heavens. The sight is breathtakingly beautiful. However, one point in space lacks stars. I notice that point. I stare at that point. My body starts to fall. I'm falling through the sea of stars. No, not falling. I'm being pulled into a rift of utter darkness from which not even light can escape. In an instant, my consciousness has exceeded the speed of light. Stars flash past and vanish from sight. Light itself is but dust in my wake. Logic screams that this cannot be. Nothing can move faster than light. That would contradict the theory of relativity.
あんたは
You
移動なんてしていない。
aren't moving. That voice again. It comes from behind, overtaking my faster than light consciousness. At the same time, it seems to lie in wait at my destination. Why do I hear Christina's voice?
あんた
You
は移
aren't
動なん
moving.
てしていない
Those same words.
言ったはず
Remember what I said.
ここでは
Here,
空間と時
space
間の
and
役割
time
は
switch
あんたは
places. You
空
can't
間を移
move
動する
through
ことあん
space.
たの時間が
But your time is stretched out to eternity.
引き伸ばされているの
I accelerate. I can hardly breathe. It feels like something is crushing my body.
あんたの一秒
1 second for you,
私には永
an
遠となる
eternity for me.
遠くから観
As
察
I
している
observe
私
you
には
from a distance,
あん
I
た
see you as a still
停止してい
object.
るようにしか見えない
I fall. I'm pulled to the depths of the dark, or perhaps to the end of the universe. But even beyond the speed of light, I'll never reach it. Am I looping? No, that's not it. Is the end running away from me? That's not it either. Stretching. What is stretching? Space? Me?
振り返ってはいけない
Don't look back.
永遠は
Eternity is not infinite.
永遠へ向かって
Time
時間が引き
stretches
伸ばされ続けようと
towards eternity.
終わりは存在す
Yet
る
it has no end. Something approaches. It approaches slowly, a stark contrast to the stars flashing past. Is it really approaching? It looks like it's standing still. Its slowness gives it that illusion. I don't know what it is, but it is something.
イベントホライゾ
The
ン
event horizon. I try to reach towards it, but my hand won't move.
振り返ってはいけない
Don't look back.
そこには
You'll see only
1 秒
yourself
が永
trapped
遠
in
へと
a
引き伸ばされ
second
たあんたが
stretched
連
out
なっているから
to an eternity. I'm slowing to a stop, but still I keep following. The end never comes. An asymptomatic approach to zero. When will this second pass?
時間と空間
Time
の
and
役割は
space have switched places. A second stretched out to infinity. 1 second becomes 0. 1 seconds. 0. 1 second become 0. 0 1 seconds. 0.01 seconds become 0.001 seconds. 0.0001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. 0.00000 seconds. 1. 0.0000001 seconds. 0.0000001 seconds. 0.0000001 seconds. When will I arrive? Gradually, time shortens. Gradually, my perception of time lengthens.
前を向いて
Face
たどり着いて
forward, struggle on. No matter how close I get, I can never reach
魔王の城
to
門へ
the Demon Lord's gate. Suddenly her words take on an amused tone. The Demon Lord's gate?
あんたは
You don't
鍵を
have
持
the
ってい
key.
るだから
You can't
城
pry
門を
it
こじ開
open.
けられず
I try to shout, but my mouth won't move. I mustn't look back.
魔王の手
You will
下
be
に捕ら
captured
え
by
られ
the
る
Demon Lord's minions. Pictures from the Jellyman's report flicker through my mind. My body.
振り返ってはいけない
Don't look back. I want to look back. I want to go back. I can't look back. I can't go back. I face towards the thing. I face the future of becoming a jellyman while frozen for eternity. Aroused by melody, I slowly open my eyes. Instead of an ocean of stars, I see the lab's familiar ceiling. Ugh, what a bad dream. It's bright out. What time is it? My phone is ringing. I call on the viewers. No, but for real though. It says I have a mail. Will I open it or ignore it? Cat? This must be what woke me up. I stare blankly at my phone's flickering display. My mind and body feel like lead. I don't want to move. I don't want to think. My phone rings again, signaling another email. But instead of checking it, I lie back down on the sofa and... There is a reserved knock on the door. Next comes a muffled voice. I couldn't quite catch what was said, but it sounded like a woman's voice. Don't tell me. Is it the person who's been sending these mails? There's only one person who sends me mails with such frequency. I get up from the sofa, annoyed. I check the door. It's 9 a.m. I slept for over 15 hours. No wonder I feel so lethargic. I stifle a yawn as I unlock the door. When I open the door, I see Shining Finger. Kyoru Moeka standing there looking down at her phone. I was asleep. Her expression doesn't change, but she bows her head slightly. I guess that's her way of saying sorry. I guess I can't just leave her standing there. I reluctantly invite her in, then shut the door and collapse back onto the sofa. I'm still half asleep. I went to the trouble of inviting her in, but Moeka just stands in the corner of the room. You're covered in sweat. I just had a little taste of what it's like to be a particle drifting through space. That was one hell of a nightmare. Maybe I'm more shocked by the truth of CERN's experiments than I thought I was. At any rate, I'm still drowsy. My vision's a little blurry, too. I feel like yawning again. I failed to stifle it this time. So, you came to see the IBN 5100. Moeka nods. Then she starts entering something on her phone. We're face to face. Why is she sending me mail? Do I respond to it? Cats? Do I keep using the enter key to progress the text that is the story? Cats? I've never seen anyone act like this before. I guess I will not look at it. Or maybe this is the curse of the Esper power known as Shining Finger. Use it too much and you lose the ability to talk normally. I am not reading it. Moeka's shoulders twitch. I feel like an idiot exchanging emails when you're standing right in front of me. Besides, I don't have the energy to read each and every mail right now. Speak. But instead of speaking, she just stares at her phone. I see her cheeks faintly stiffen. She's probably daunted by my aura of madness. Understandable. I am the harbinger of chaos after all. Is it okay? Oh, now she's talking. Too bad I don't understand what she means. Is what? Okay. I don't miss the way Moeka quickly scans the room. Please show me the IBN 5100. Fine. But just look. After you look, you leave. Okay? I won't sell it or lend it to her no matter what. That machine is critical to our hacking operation against CERN, the enemy. Moeka bites her lip. But she soon nods faintly. I open the curtains to the development room. Off to the side is the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside.
その段ボールだ
It's
中に入って
in
る
that cardboard box over there. I point to it by jerking my chin. Moeka slowly walks up to the cardboard box, takes a breath, and peeks inside. Her eyes instantly light up, and she stares at the machine with fascination. In fascination. Maybe she's not only a male demon, but also a retro PC maniac. Or maybe she's even a pervert with a retro PC fetish. No way. I don't want to live in the same world as perverts of that level. After staring at the IBM 5100 for a few moments, Moeka starts cheerfully typing out a mail. What an annoying woman. And there's font cats. Do I open my phone cats? It's probably not worth the effort to read the email. I shan't. Screw it. Oh, here we go. It would be over in a second if she just talked. Silence. Moeka fidgets nervously and stares at my feet. Mail.
口頭で頼む
Speak. Instead of speaking, Moeka turns and points her phone at the box.
おい何をして
Hey! What are you doing? She took a picture. I stabbed my index fingers at Moeka.
いいか動くな
Don't
おとなし
move!
くしろ
Do as I say! Place your phone slowly on the shelf inside. Do it now! Any sudden movements, and you're dead. Unfortunately, Moeka complies. She places her phone on the shelf, but she doesn't let go. She keeps her hand on it.
なぜ写真を撮った
Why did you take a picture?
撮りたくて
I wanted to.
許可を取ろう
You
と思
could
え
have
ば
asked for permission. Why didn't you?
メールで
I asked
聞いたわ
by mail. So that was what the last mail was about.
なんだそうだったの
Oh, you really need to learn to talk. But why should she take a picture? Alright, she works at a magazine. Are the pictures for an article? Who uses a phone to take pictures for publication? Something tells me she's not very good at her job. Or maybe she's so nervous about interviewing me that she forgets her camera. At any rate, I am starting to feel sorry for her. Alright, you can take as many pictures as you want, but in one condition. No face shots. If you take a picture of me, I'll have no choice but to silence you.
撮るつもり
I don't want your picture. Oh. Moeka starts shooting the IBN 5100. She doesn't even glance at the great Huoin Kyoma. She may act like she doesn't care, but I can tell she's waiting for me to lower my guard. She can't deceive these eyes of mine. A picture of me is worth millions to the right people. Given her stalker-like behavior, it seems safe to assume that I am the true focus of her interest. But I won't be exposed so easily. I feel sorry for her, but I can't let the organization find me. I've been on the run for so long that caution has become a habit. Leave no trace of where you've been. Stay vigilant around the clock. That's how you stay alive. I keep my guard up, ready to respond with lethal force should she attempt to take my picture. But 5 minutes later, she's still focusing on the IBM 5100. It's like I'm not even in the room. She dares attack my pride, a fearsome opponent indeed. 30 minutes later, Moeka is still taking pictures. The period between shutter sounds is lengthened, but she's still adjusting her angle. For every shot, her expression is completely serious. Come on, it's a computer, not a supermodel. I watch her work from the lounge as I munch on a breakfast banana. I would have preferred to get something from the convenience store, but I didn't want to leave Moeka alone. I know the IBM 5100 is too heavy for her to carry, but still, There's no telling what this fanatic will do if I let her out of my sight. Suddenly I get another mail. What is it this time? Yeah, do I answer? Or do I just keep continuing? Ooh. I'll answer this time. I'll check. Maybe it's not even Moeka. It's Shining Finger. Oh my god. Oh my god. My resolve has been broken. I already said no. I direct my answer towards the development room. Besides, that thing weighs a ton. You can't carry it by yourself. If you could help me carry it, Moeka. Wait a minute. Why are you assuming I'll lend it to you? I already said I wouldn't. Really? Really? No matter what. No matter what. Once again, she does her thing, typing on her phone at high speed. Meanie. Greater than, less than Moeka. Did she really have to send me a one-word email? What a troublesome woman. Now listen well. The Phantom Retro PCB IBM 5100 has chosen me, Huen Kyoma, as its contractual master. That's the undeniable truth. Not even God can change this decision, for it is the choice of Stein's gate. Besides, I am only borrowing the IBM 5100's power. When I am done with it, I am returning it to its original owner. Who's the original owner? Stop with the mails already. I could tell you, I swear a blood oath to maintain secrecy and protect the original owner from those who desire the IBM 5100. I mean, anything could happen. Moeka might seduce Luca's dad, for instance, and get him to lend her the IBM 5100. And then I couldn't complain if Moeka took it away. I must avoid that situation at all costs. Of course, I don't think Moeka can seduce anyone with her personality, and since Luca's dad has a wife and kids, I don't think he'd fall easily either. Probably I'm just thinking too much. Moeka, meanwhile, is staring at the floor in what I assume is defeat. I am not saying... I am not without sympathy for your plight. I formed a contract with the IBM 5100 for my own goals. After I achieved those goals, you can negotiate with the original owner to form a contract of your own. When I return the IBM 5100 to Nanabayashi Shrine, Ragnarok will be over and the fate of the world will have already been decided. And when Ragnarok is over, whether it ends in victory or defeat, my life as Huen Kyoma will be. No, forget what I said. This is no time to be thinking about the future. After all, my future is already... Anyway, where was it? Jeez. I had some good angst going there. She's just oblivious to the mood. The IBM 5100 was at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just then, I hear the sound of the door opening. Moeka twitches. I look into the lounge and see Daru wiping the sweat off his brow with a towel as he comes in. Guten Morgen. You sure are early. Ever since university went into summer break, Daru has been coming to the lab in the mornings less and less. But then again, he's also been staying up all night more and more. I went to bed early. Woke up at 5 this morning. Man, it's hot. It's not supposed to be this hot in the morning. Oh, Okarin, who is this sexy 3D woman? Let me introduce you. This is Shining Finger, Hiru Moeka. Shining Finger? Does her hand glow with an awesome power? No. But she is definitely an Esper. An Esper? That's stupid.
見ればわかるはず
Watch her type. You'll
こい
see.
つは間違い
まあいいや
Well, whatever. Welcome to the lab, Kirushi. Even though Daru bowed his head, Moeka doesn't so much as look at him. She's now looking down at her phone. Not that she ever really looked away. Daru turns red. What magnificent ignore skills? Are you looking down on me because I'm a Sata Sota? You're a mainstream woman, aren't you?
えーっと
Moeka, this is my favorite
この
right
男
arm.
こそ俺の
Super Haka Daru. Moeka lowers her chin imperceptibly. Was that supposed to be a bow? Her expression hasn't changed at all. Everything Daru says flows cleanly through one ear and out the other. And she was so eager to meet the Super Haka before. Hey, Okarin, did you do something to her?
やばいことだな
Like what?
俺たち
We
は
were
撮影
just
をしてい
taking
ただけだ
pictures.
撮影
Pictures? Pictures? So you're going to blackmail her and force her to be our sex toy?
エロゲの
Stop applying a Rose logic to reality. My bad. Daru's jokes aren't helping.
あそうそう
Oh,
電話レ
right.
ンジだけどさ
I thought of
ちょっ
some
と改良しようと思うん
upgrades
だよ
we could make to the phone
大
wave.
量
Like what?
ほら
You know how it's a huge pain in the ass to send emails to the
お
past?
う
Yeah?
それをもっと簡
I
単に
want
で
to
きるように
simplify
した
that process. Oh, and also make it possible to forward from the phone wave's dedicated phone.
転送と
Forward? What do
具
you
体的に
mean?
今は
Right now, you can only send an email to the
電話レ
phone
ンジにつなげた携帯だけでし
attached
ょ
to the phone wave, right? That's right. In yesterday's experiments, my phone was attached to the phone wave, named subject to changes socket, so my inbox got flooded with emails.
それって結構不便じゃん
That's pretty
電話レンジ
inconvenient.
専用携帯に
If we give the phone wave's dedicated phone a forwarding function, we can use it to send emails to any number we want.
改良にはどれぐ
How
らい
long will that upgrade take?
2、3時間じゃね
2 or 3 hours?
オカリンも手伝っ
That's
て
if
くれたら
you help me, though.
わかった
Understood.
手伝おう
I'll help. Okay. Daru really is reliable. I walk up to him with my hand raised for a high five. But he completely ignores it, sits on the sofa and begins eating. Damn it. Pay attention, Daru. I slowly lower my hand. Whatever. Once the upgrades are complete, we'll gather the lab mems and begin discussing serious D-mail use. It's time to think about the practical applications of sending mail to the past. Another mail? I could ignore it, but the ringtone keeps demanding my attention. This is far more irritating than normal conversation. What do we think, Kat? Look at phone? I thought not. But maybe that's the point. Normally, Moeka just kind of fades into the background. This could be her way of forcing people to pay attention to her. I ignore the ringtone and go back to the development room.
言いたいことがあるなら
If you
口
want
頭
to
で
say something, then say it to my... I lose my breath mid-sentence. Moeka is staring straight at me. Moeka, whose eyes never leave her phone.
メールを見て
Read the email. Her serious tone gives me pause.
口頭で
Say it to my
メールを過去へ
sending
送る
email to the past.
の
Oh,
今
that's what he said.
そう教えて
Tell me. Daru, you idiot. How could you make such a basic mistake? I need to talk my way out of this somehow. She may just be a part-timer, but she's still a journalist of sorts. If she learns that we've built the world's first time machine, there's no way we'll be able to keep it under wraps. The organization is sure to find out. I can't let that happen.
聞き間違いだ
You misheard us.
いいえ
No. Moeka shakes her head.
はっきり聞こえた
I know what I heard. Moeka's pretty persistent. I know that because of her mail attacks. She won't let me escape so easily. What should I do? In frustration, I put my phone to my ear.
俺だ
It's me.
まずいこと
There is a problem.
場合に
No.
よって
Not that information on number 8 got leaked to a third party. Yeah, I know. I need to do something.
口封じをしてでも
Depending on the situation, I may have to silence her.
ああ
Yeah, I know.
機関に知られるわけにはいかな
We
いから
can't let the organization know about this.
これが
Stein's Gate seems to enjoy sending trouble my way.
やりきれないな
Don't worry. My seat in hell can wait until Ragnarok is over.
さ
El
コングル
Sai Konguru. I put my phone in my pocket and turned back to Moeka.
誰と電話を
Who is that?
お前には関係ない
It doesn't concern you. Moeka looks down and begins typing another mail. What the hell does that mean? Since she didn't include her usual signature, does that mean she was in a hurry? Her expression didn't change at all, though. Anyway, I disregard the mail's contents and take one step towards Moeka. She makes no attempt to escape. I'm standing between her and the door.
選べ
Kiru
秘
Moeka,
密を守る
you
と誓
must swear to protect our secret
うあるいは
or die.
今すぐ
Choose now.
言う
No
よ
time to think it over.
他に選
No
択肢も
alternatives either.
我がラボの秘密
You
を
have
知った
learned
以
our
上
secret, and now you must pay the price.
殺す
You kill me?
貴様が事
Only
実を
if you
公
try
表
to
し
go
ようとする
public.
なら
Underestimate the insane mad scientist who Huma at your Are you at it again, Okarin? Thought he was standing behind me. I thought around in surprise.
桐生だっけ
Kiryushi? What's it? Okarin's kind of crazy, so it's okay to ignore him when he talks like this. Huh. Can't you see what's going on, Super Hacker?
バカ者が
Imbecile! Because of your careless tongue, she found out that the phone wave name subject to change is a time machine. Eh? Time machine?
今オカリンの別な発言
That was pretty careless, too. This is awful. Everything that could go wrong has. How do I recover? First, I need to silence Mo. Oh, good morning! Okarin, Mayoshi wants to warm up some chicken before you start the time travel experiments. I dropped to my knees in utter despair. We're finished. It's impossible to talk our way out of this one.
桐生萌えか
Kiryu Moeka, I'll tell you everything, and I have a favor to ask.
頼む震えよ
Tremble,
我が身
right arm of mine, by the covenant I command thee, come forth, hellfire of darkest black. Fulfill my desire for ultimate destruction, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I pull hard with both of my arms, tearing the microwave door free with a terrible screech. The screws were loosened, it sounds like I might have broken something too. Well, whatever. Well, now I can't warm up any more chicken.
マユリよ
This isn't a microwave anymore, it is a time machine. That's not fair. Go buy a new microwave, Okarin.
そんな金はない
I don't have that kind of money. Besides, this was Daughter's idea. Removing the microwave door means we don't have to open it every time we want to send a D-mail. Daughter is currently reprogramming the microwave so it won't stop when the door is open. He's already programmed the forwarding feature. Moeka takes a picture with her phone. I cover the lens with my hand.
撮影は禁止だと
I
言って
told you
いる
no pictures.
記念に
In commemorandum
何の記念だ
of what?
とにかく撮るな
Anyway, no pictures. Moeka complies. I register her as lab mem number 5. Just a bit earlier. It was a choice between letting her leak word of the time machine or forcing her to join our group. I reluctantly chose the latter. I've gone soft. The old me would have killed her without a second thought. Moeka is standing right next to me, but my monologue has no effect. Looks like she wants to ask me something.
なんだ
What is it?
本当に
Is it really a time machine?
本当だ
Yes, you'll see.
お前にもある
But you can't tell anyone,
だから
okay?
絶対に口外するな
Moeka nods.
よし
Alright,
プログラム終わった
program complete. Kurisu, lying on the sofa, looks up from the technical manual she was reading. She got here about 30 minutes ago.
それじゃあ実験再
Then
開です
let's resume the experiments. But won't the manager scold us again? Don't worry. Yesterday I made this promise with Mr. Brown. I swear there won't be any more shaking today. In other words, the no shaking promise only applied yesterday, so since today is yesterday's tomorrow, we can shake it all we want.
何の解決にもなっ
That
てない
doesn't
だろ
settle
う
anything.
どうしてそこまで自信
Why
満
you're so
々でいられ
confident
る
is a
のか不思議
mystery to
つまり
me.
こういうタイプ
In other words, Christina, you want me to erase Mr. Brown?
ミスターブラウン
言っとらん
No.
それに
Besides,
岡部みた
I
いな
don't
フ
think a
ロー
wimp
が向
like
か
you
っていっ
stands a
ても
chance
あの
against
店長
him.
にはかなわん
He is so muscly. Unfortunately, it's impossible to experiment without shaking the building. I have no choice but to negotiate with Mr. Braun somehow. The other 4 members look at me in anticipation. Are they planning to sacrifice me? Is this the choice of Stein's Gate? But how do I... While trying to think of a way to avoid talking to the manager, I wander over to the window and look outside. The street below is mostly empty. A girl is polishing her bicycle in front of the building. A much younger girl is squatting next to her, watching her work. They are alone. I can only see the backs of their heads from here, but I know who they are.
そこのバイト選手
Hey, you, part-time warrior. When I call her, Susua looks left and right while wiping the sweat off her brow before finally looking up here. Sup? Also, I got a mail. Let's see. It's from Lukako. There are only 2 or 3 types in the box. I'll send you a picture. If you want the name, please tell me. I'll bring them over. P.S. I did 10 practice swings. Ah, yes. Very strange indeed. Well, that's exciting, isn't it? Sup? The girl beside her also looks up. This cute little girl is Tanushi Ne, Mr. Brown's only daughter. Looks like she came to play with her father today. I've always wondered how it's possible for such a muscular man to spawn such a cute girl. Ne bows her head when we make eye contact. I return the nod, then call out to Susuha.
そこで何をしている
What are you doing there? Can't you tell? I am polishing my bicycle.
今日はバイトじゃない
Aren't you working today? Of course I am. Why else would I be here? You're polishing your bicycle even though you're at work? I mean, I guess the store barely has any customers. To put it bluntly, was there even a need for a part-timer?
彼女まだ自転車いじってたの
Is she still tinkering with that bike of hers? I can hear Kurisu's sour voice from inside the lab.
さっき私が来た時の階
She
段の
was
前
there
で
when I came in, glaring at
思いっきり
me.
睨まれた
Looks like they're still fighting.
おいバイト選手
Hey, part-time warrior! Where is Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown? Who's that?
1階
The
の
manager of that junk shop you work at.
ジャンク屋じゃなくて
It's not a junk
ブラウン
shop,
管
it's a
専門ショップ
CRT
でしょ
specialty shop. My assistant's so picky. Junk shop was just a joke to add a little Huin Kyoma spice to the mix. Oh, so that's who you meant. Daddy's name isn't Mr. Braun. The little girl diligently corrects us on her father's name. She must not get the joke. The boss is on a service trip. I don't think he'll be back for a while.
何
What? What?
それは本当か
Is that true? It's true. I wouldn't be slacking off like this otherwise. Ah. Nay. Don't tell the boss I said that, okay? Then let me ride your bicycle. It's a blessing from the gods. I give my gratitude to part-time warrior and shift my attention back inside.
聞いた通り
You heard her. This must be the choice of Stein's Gate.
ミスター
Mr. Braun is currently absent. In other words, we can experiment to our heart's content.
結局
That
根
doesn't
本
solve
的
the
解決は
problem,
ま
you
た先
know.
送りする
シュタインズ
I am
ゲートの
telling you,
選択だ
it is the choice of Steins Gate.
何でもいいからさとりあえず
Whatever.
セカンドエディションバージョン
I want to try out the Phone Wave 2nd edition V1.03. Second attention verse erosion.
セカンドエディション
Second edition version 103. How did we get to 1.03?
そんなやぼった
I
い
know
言い方
of your
はせん
unsophisticated
この改良
names.
型は
The upgraded version shall be known as Heavenly Merry-Go-Round.
名前なんてど
The
うでも
name
いいだ
doesn't
ろ
matter. Let's
いいから
just
実験
start
を
the experiment. The sound of a camera interrupts our quarrel. Moeka has her phone pointed at us. How many times have I told her not to take pictures?
楽しそう
You looked like you were all having fun. Mayuri smiles happily. Daru doesn't react. Karisu turns away in a huff.
そんなわけない
Hardly. I'm fed up with these people and they're fooling
この
around.
サークル
それにしても
This assignment,
ツンデレ
rather,
である
assistant, excuse me, is such a tsundere.
誰が積ん
Who
で
are
る
you
の
calling a tsundere?
おお
Oh, Makaseshi, you know what tsundere means? No,
知らない
どう見ても知
I
っている
think
な
you do. It's written all over your face. Karisu bites her lip. So, she is familiar with otaku culture. I wonder how she got that knowledge while living in America.
早く実験
Experiments, please. Moeka's tired of waiting. She's shown great interest in the time machine ever since we told her the truth. Of course, I made her promise never to write an article about it. I threatened to take her phone away if she breaks her oath. The phone wave, name subject to change, is ready to send a D-mail whenever we are.
じゃあオカリンの
I'm
携帯
setting
に
it
転
up
送さ
so
れるよ
it
うに
forwards
設定す
to
るから
Okarin's phone. Daru types my phone's mail address into the X680000 keyboard. We decided Mayuri is going to be the one to send the emails, so she starts typing on her phone. We set the microwave timer to 60 #, and press start. Even though the door has been removed, the microwave runs like always. The discharge phenomenon occurs, and Mayuri's mail goes through the phone wave, name subject to changes dedicated phone to mine. Doo-doo-doo. Mayoshi.
これは
It's really? Moeka stares at my phone in what I assume is disbelief, though it's hard to tell given her lack of
どう
expression.
これで
What do you
電話
think?
レンジカッコ仮が
This proves that the phone wave name subject to change is an honest to goodness time machine. Moeka just keeps staring at my phone. Hi. Part-time warrior's voice comes from outside the window. It's shaking again, and there's a strange light too. What are you doing up there? I decide to ignore her. Mr. Brown is one thing, but she doesn't scare me at all.
さてラボメンの諸君
Now then, lab members. I assemble all the lab members, including Moeka, for a meeting.
第73
The
回
73rd Roundtable Conference will come to order.
昨日は第66回
Yesterday
だっ
was
た
the
ぞ
66th.
間
Where'd
の
the
6
other
回はどこ
6
に消え
go?
た
細かいことを気にすると
Only inattentive bastards care about the minor details. That's why you'll never be more than an assistant, Christina. Also, I'm going to take this moment to check my phone because I am a bastard. Oh, it's actually a shining finger. I should have ignored it. That's my bad.
だから
Like
私は
I
女
keep
子でもク
saying,
リ
I
ス
am
ティーナでも
neither
ないと
your
あれほど
assistant nor Christina. I ignore Carisu's complaints and proceed.
オペレーション
In the first stage of Operation Erd, we tested the limits of D-mail technology. And I've got a mail which I will assume is Shining Fingers asking what is Operation
に
Erd.
ついて検証した
We discovered that we could only send up to 36 English
今日の
characters.
実験では
Today, we advanced to the second stage, practical applications of D-mail. Practical applications? I'll send one this morning so I can say, Good morning, Okarin.
そんなわけがあるか。
Like hell you will.
そんなものは
Write that on the back of a leaflet or something. But if it's on the back of a leaflet, you won't get it.
俺が言っている
When I say practical applications, what I mean is... Another shining finger email. Excuse me. I take a short pause to look at all 4 members, then I lower my
過
voice.
去を変えられるかどうか
Changing the past. Shock ripples through the room.
ちょっと待って。
Now
そ
hold
んなの
on.
危険すぎ
It's
る。
too dangerous. Are you trying to play
神にもなったつもり？
God?
おや上司
Oh, what's so dangerous about it?
タイムパラドックスよ。
Let's say you create a time paradox and blow up the world. What do you plan to do then?
その時は
Well, I
俺もお
guess
前も死んで
we'd
い
be
るだろう
dead.
そんな無責
You're
任な
going
考
to
え
change
で
the
過去を
past
変え
so
ようなんて。
recklessly? Are you kidding me?
まさかあんた
Don't tell me. You're not
本気で
seriously
世界
trying
に
to bring
本当
chaos
の
to
ど
the
うたら
world
と
or
かを実
whatever,
行
are
で移そう
you?
としてるんじゃないでしょうね。
Nah, he's all talk. It's fine to ignore him, Makashi.
ことはもっと適当に受け流しておけ。
Well, I feel kind of bad for that, so I will actually pay attention now to what Shining Finger has to say, seeing as I've been ignoring her. I was correct, though. The first one was her asking about Operation Urd. Does sound military, I suppose. It is an operation. But yeah, sure is funny. Moeka, yes, indeed, indeed. Change the past. I want to try, says Moeka. Yeah, you just did. What's this about chaos? Are you a bad guy, Okabe-kun? Really? Don't worry, Okarin's actually a very nice person. You'll see.
俺に対する評価など聞いて
I
はいない
don't remember asking for an appraisal, but I'll answer Christina's question.
確かに俺の
My dream is to plunge the world into chaos. However, it is still far too early to bring that dream
それ
to
を
fruition.
ましてや
We can only send
18文字しか送れ
36
ないメ
byte
ールでは
emails. That's
でき
not
ることな
enough
どほと
for
んどない
my purposes.
故に今回は俺の野望プロジェクトカオティックについては
Therefore, I shall set my ambition, Project Chaotic, aside for now. And Moeka says, I disagree. You won't lend me the IBM 5100. Mimi.
プロジェクト
Project Chaotic? Did you just come up with that?
マキセ正解。
Correct, Makiseshi.
イエス
Yes.
たった今思いついてとりあえず
Okure
言ってみ
just
たっていう
says the first thing that comes to his mind. He's always like
そう
that.
なんだよな。
俺を分析す
Don't
る
analyze me, Daru. And you, assistant, stop that fist pumping. You making fun of me? So what are we going to
過
do?
去を変える具体的内容について詳しく。
Okabe-kun's funny too. First of all, the purpose of this experiment is to verify whether or not we can actually change the past. So it doesn't matter how trivial the change is.
あんた
Have you heard of the
バタフラ
butterfly
イ効果
effect?
もちろん
Of course. Oh. Of course. I've never heard of the butterfly effect. Everyone's so smart. I can't follow the conversation. Less than greater than.
ああ、あれっしょ。
Ah, yeah. It's like that saying, when the wind blows, the bucket maker gains.
あ
Eh? No, it's kind of like that, but kind of not.
平均で蝶が
A
羽ばたく
butterfly flaps
ニュー
its
ヨークで
wings
嵐が
in Beijing, and a storm happens in New York, right?
あそうそうそれ
Yeah,
カオス理論の一つ
part of chaos
つ
theory.
まりあんたの言う
Basically, any
些細
change,
な
no
こと
matter
で
how
も
small, could have a
意図的に
significant
変えれ
effect
ば
on the
その
future.
責任を
How do
ど
you
う取るつ
plan
も
to
り
take responsibility for
タイター
that?
はこう言った
Tyler said that the many worlds interpretation holds
だ
true.
から過去を変えてもいいって
And that makes it okay to change the past? You're going to believe that self-proclaimed time travelers' delusions? Many worlds? You mean there are more worlds than just like this one? I don't believe it, Moeka says. I'll look up at the sky at nighttime, Moeka.
妄想だと証明
Can
でき
you
る
prove they are delusions?
妄想をよりどころにし
I'm
て行動した
asking
結
what
果
you're
取
going
り
to
返し
do
の
if
つ
they
かないこ
are.
とになった
How
らど
are
うす
you
るのか
going to deal with
言
the
ってる
consequences? Karisu and I glare at each other. And Moeka glares at her phone. I don't think this argument is going anywhere, says Moeka. She's probably right. For some reason, I always end up getting emotional whenever I argue with this impertinent assistant of mine. Such weakness is unbefitting of an insane mad scientist. I need to calm down. Christina, you said this before, did you not? When hypotheses pile up and theories are verified, they become reality. That's how modern physics comes to understand the truth of the universe. You're contradicting yourself. No, I am not. We don't even have a hypothesis for how the phone wave works. We're just fumbling around in the dark here. There are still too many risks to try changing the past. We should wait until we know more. Oh? She's not unconditionally opposed? You're actually itching to try it out, aren't you? What? Well, Carissa quickly looks away. Besides, didn't you want to prove that the phone wave named subject to change isn't a time machine? If it's not a time machine, then it can't change the past. You could prove yourself right, so why are you against it? Oh, shut up. And if you're going to talk about time paradoxes, then what about CERN? They've already sent more than 100 people to the past. Surely a few paradoxes have happened by now. CERN. Did you say CERN? Certainly. So, you want to stoop, rather stoop, to the same level as the guys that did those inhuman experiments. We're not doing human testing or anything, so relax. Suddenly Mayuri raises her hand. She was staring blankly at us this whole time, so I'm a bit surprised. Okarin, Miyoshi doesn't really get it, but what are you going to change? Finally, some constructive conversation. My goal for this operation is simple. We, my friends, are going to win the lottery! Everyone except Moeka stares at me open-mouthed. I'm for it. If we win the lottery, I can buy all the computer parts I want and go to McQueen for every meal of the day. We'd be stupid not to try it. That's my super hacker. Money? Okrin, that makes Miyoshi sad. We should do something that will bring peace to the world. Like, what if we give everybody in the whole wide world an Upa cushion? Peace, you say? Don't be ridiculous. I am the insane mad scientist, Q. And here I thought you had ambition. I am surrounded by idealists. Don't get me wrong. This isn't about world peace, and it isn't about ambition. It's about discovering whether or not we can change the past. The easiest way to do that is to see if we can win the lottery, right? But your primary goal is the money, isn't it? With that kind of money, I could say goodbye to this rickety old building. I could get an office in Nibiru or UPX. See, just as I thought. I won't whitewash it. If we moved, we could experiment as much as we want without fear of Mr. Braun. If we had money, we could build the future gadgets of our dreams. And of course, we could buy a truckload of Mayuri's favorite bananas. A truckload? No, Mayuri-san, don't let them tempt you. Shut it, Celeb 17. Serendipity? Celeb 17. What the hell is that supposed to mean? You live in a hotel off of your parents' money. You could never understand the plight of poor students like us. Kurisu puts a sulky expression on. I am 18 now, she protests. But I ignore her. It doesn't matter if she's 18. Celeb 17 sounds better. What do you think, Moeka-san? No reaction from Moeka.
あの
Whatever my assistant was trying, it didn't work. I have no idea what Moeka is thinking, but I'll treat her lack of opposition as approval. If you're going to complain, then suggest an alternative. A change to the past that would be both trivial and easy to understand. Got anything? Let's try changing the hotel I'm staying at. Kurisu's voice lacks conviction. How are we supposed to know the difference? If you want to stay at Yuguishidani, do it on your own. That should be easy for celeb 17 like you.
そんな言い
Do you
方しなく
have
て
to
も
say it like that? Anyway, why Yuguishidani? Because that's where all the love hotels are.
そういうくだらないこと
One
言って
more word out of you and I excise your front solo with eras di scalpo.
るとロボトミー手術してあんたの前頭葉をかき出す
Elevotomy? That's mad scientist territory. Then how about we change my fried chicken to a different brand? Nobody cares what brand of chicken you eat. Oh. Silence descends upon us. Karisu and Mayuri are still thinking, but I doubt they'll come up with anything good. As for Moeka, I can't tell what she's thinking or if she's even thinking at all. She's just staring at her phone, motionless. She's not even typing for a change. Dara has already declared his support for me. Now he's browsing Moe's sites, as if this whole thing doesn't concern him. Even with a time machine before you all, this is all you can think of. You guys sure lack imagination. If there are no other suggestions, we'll use my plan. Kurisu frowns, but she doesn't raise any more complaints. As I thought, she too wants to know if we can change the past. She's a scientist through and through, and if I'm not mistaken, she has a bit of mad in her too. I take out my phone and put it to my ear. It is me. We are beginning stage 2 of Operation Ud. Yeah, no problem. I, Huin Kyoma, shall take all responsibility. Don't worry, nothing will come back to you. Correct. This is my choice. The choice of Stein's Gate. Ragnarok is near. El Sai. Conqueror. I put my phone away and look at my lab mems. Now, begin the operation. Nobody moves a muscle. They just look at each other. What do you want us to do? Are you incapable of doing anything without my instructions? First, we need to buy a lottery ticket.
いえ
No,
過
first
去の当
we
選
need a
番号を
winning
手に入れれ
number.
ばいいのよ
Exactly. Celeb 17. Now you're talking. Don't call me Celeb 17.
言うな
First, we have to decide which lottery to go for. Think we should go for the Dream Summer Jumbo? I saw a TV commercial for that the other day. Did they announce the winners? Should be next week or the week after. Then there's no point. We can only send emails to the past. Oh, right. We could wait until the Summer Jumbo drawing date. You've got your priorities backwards. Don't get fixated on Summer Jumbo. Let's look at the last lottery that announced its winners. I'll Google it. Daru starts searching on his computer. Meanwhile, Kurisu is thinking hard.
例えば
If
未来から
someone
当選
sends
番
me
号
the
が
winning
送られてき
numbers
たと
from
して
the future,
私は信
would
じ
I
る
believe it? Mayoshi doesn't even know how to buy lottery tickets.
そうよね
That's
10代
okay.
の女の子は
I don't
宝く
think
じは買わな
teenage
いと思
girls
う
buy lottery tickets.
萌香は
Have you ever bought one, Moeka? When I call out to Moeka standing alone in the corner of the room, her shoulder twitches. Then she shakes off her head a little bit. How about you, Okarin?
ロト6
I tried the Lotto 6 once. I didn't even get a penny.
ロト6ならちょうど
Hey,
いいかも
Lotto 6 might work. I'm pretty sure they announce winning numbers every week. A quick search reveals that Lotto 6 announces winning numbers every Thursday. They've also posted last week's 1st through 7th place numbers on their homepage. Are they going to send this winning number in an email? Exactly. Though, of course, we have to mention it's for Lotto 6. Last week's first prize was, whoa, 200 million! What? 200 million? I think my heart skipped a beat there. Wait, first prize is too much. Why? That is an awful lot of money. No, not that. First place would be too conspicuous. What? Don't you get it? I'm being chased by the organization. If we win first prize, the media will cover the event and my cover will be blown. That's stupid. What if Mayoshi wins? No. Stage 2 of Operation Ur does have its risks, just like Celeb Sev said. Celeb Sev? Don't abbreviate it. I'll be the winner. That way, I shoulder all of the risk. And all of the money, right? I see your plan. I ignore Celeb Sev's remark. The prospect of pocketing 200 million yen is certainly appetizing, but that would be too big a chance to pass. Just like Celeb Sev said, we can't ignore the butterfly effect. We should flap our wings as softly as possible. I am not scared or anything, really. Anyway, we should aim a little lower. Garu, how much is second prize? It looks like it was 23 million yen. No, let's try third prize. That was only 700,000 yen. Yeah, that's good. That should be about right. You're such a chicken. That's rich, coming from the one who was so worried about the risk of time paradoxes. Eh, Celeb Sev? I'm begging you, stop calling me that. I'll settle for assistance. And don't misunderstand, I'm still worried about what could go wrong. I'm trying to minimize our risk by choosing an amount that's just right. Stop being so stubborn. No. You. I decide to let Celeb Sev have the last word. Could we fill a truckload of bananas with 700,000 yen? Nobody said anything about using the entire dividend on bananas, but it looks like Mayuri intends to do so. Let's ignore the glutton for now. For third prize, you need to get 5 matching numbers. Last week's winning numbers were 02, 12, 19, 34, 35, and 40. The bonus number was 08. First prize is for matching all 6 numbers. Second prize is for matching 5 numbers plus the bonus number. Third prize is for matching only 5 numbers. Moeka, I assign to you your first duty as a new lab mem. Eh? Moeka stares at me. She clearly didn't expect her name to be called. Figure out what to put in the D-mail. It needs to convince an unknowing me 1 week ago to buy into Lotto 6. Me? You are the mail demon, so this should be right up your alley. Moeka doesn't seem that interested, but she nods. Let's set the phone wave, name subject to change, to forward to my phone. Thursday last week, so about 5 days. Is that okay? Karisu puts on her lab coat before checking the phone attached to the phone wave, name subject to change. The drawing was 5 days ago. It needs to arrive before that, right? We'll send it to 1 week ago. 7 days is 168 hours, so let's round up a bit and enter 170 hashtag pound sign. 170 hashtag pound sign. Moeka has finished typing the email into my phone. 021219343537 by Lotto 6. Sure to win. We are placed at number 40 with 37. This way, we won't get first or second prize. It'll have to do. We can only send 36 bytes. There's only so much we can say. This mail's kinda shady, huh? I'll redo it. I stopped Moeka from erasing the mail. It's fine. I don't think there's any other way, though it is kind of shady. Don't worry, Okren loves shady things, so it's perfect. That's not entirely incorrect, but it feels like she's making fun of me. In any case, our preparations are complete. It's hard to believe that this is all it takes to send emails to the past. The time has come. Prepare to open Stein's Gate. It's been bugging me, but what is that Stein's Gate thing? It's Okarin's catchphrase. Stein's Gate is Stein's Gate. Nothing more, nothing less. That doesn't explain anything. Don't complain about every little thing. That's not important right now. I place my finger on the send button. My hands are shaking. I fight to keep them steady. Starting up the microwave. I swallow hard. The turntable begins to spin backwards as the microwave comes to life. The timer ticks down. 163, 162, 161. Change the past. It seems very simple to do. But, just like Carissa said, there's no telling what might happen. I said I'd take responsibility, but that was just talk. If a time paradox does occur, it could do irreparable damage to the world I know. 150, 149, 148. How am I supposed to take responsibility for that? Lightning crackles in the air around us. It's working. All I need to do is press the send button. 136, 135, 134. I can't stop now. I want to see what lies beyond. Curiosity pushes me forward. There's no way this will destroy the world. There's no way. 122, 121, 120. Stay. Hungry. I press the button. My phone displays a flying mail animation and the words 116, 115. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dubstep sounds. A wave of vertigo washes over me. It feels as if my feet have left the ground. Suddenly my vision blurs and everything turns monochrome. Is the ground shaking? Every cell in my body is screaming, this is wrong. Okarin? Are you okay? Mayuri's voice brings me to my senses. I realize that color has returned to the world. What was that just now? Are you okay? Mayuri waves her hand in front of my face. After blinking several times, I notice I'm standing stock still, gripping my phone. My phone should be displaying mail sent, but it's not. Instead, it's showing the normal standby display. Something isn't right here. I look around. I am inside the lab. The phone wave name subject to change isn't on. When I sent the mail, the timer read 115. In other words, it should be running for about 2 more minutes. Yet now the phone wave name subject to change is silent. I scanned the room. Other things feel wrong. Just a few seconds ago, Daru was sitting in front of the X68000. But now he's sitting in front of the lounge computer. Did he teleport? At least, I don't remember seeing Daru get up and move to the lounge. Daru's is sitting cross-legged on the sofa, reading a massive technical book. She should be in the development room, too. Moeka is standing at the edge of the development room. Nothing particularly different about her. Mayuri is next to me, looking at me with a confused expression. This is wrong. Mayuri, how long have I been standing here? Eh? What do you mean? Just tell me. Maybe 30 seconds? 30 seconds? Really? Yep. You suddenly ran over to the phone wave, then you took out your phone and started going, ha ha. Say that again, Meishi. Daru calls out from the lounge. Huh? You started going, ha ha. The ha ha part. Ha ha. More sexy this time. Stop it, perv! Kurisu and Daru are exchanging their usual banter. How can these guys be so calm? I just sent a mail that may have changed the past. Why aren't they interested in the results? That's right, the mail! Alright. Now is a chance. Kiat, is it time? Do I check my phone, or do I let the progression of the story check my phone for me? Alright, I will continue. And there it is. Sure as can be, by Lotto 6. The mail arrived a week ago. Huh? What's going on? The money. Did I win the Lotto 6? I searched my memories, but nothing turns up. My memories of buying a ticket. No memories of winning 3rd place. Nothing. Hey, Slebsev. Did I win 3rd place? Don't call me Slebsev. And 3rd place of what? What? Again, this feeling of discontent. Connect. I approach Kurisu, who's lounging on the sofa. What did you say just now? What? What the hell did you say just now? Kurisu glares back at me. Got a problem? I asked what, and then you just... Not that. You said 3rd place of what, right? I mean 3rd place of Lotto 6. What? Kurisu gives me a puzzled look. It doesn't seem like she's messing with me. Daru, I sent myself the winning Lotto 6 numbers just now. Didn't I? Holy crap. Daru's eyes light up. That's brilliant, man. We could use D-mails to make ourselves billionaires. I could buy all the computer parts I want and go to May Queen for every meal of the day. I am so pumped up. This is wrong. Mayuri, you're gonna buy a truckload of bananas, right? A truckload? Who's gonna fill it up? This is wrong. I look at Moeka. She's staring at the floor like usual, but I don't miss the confused glance she throws my way. Wait, what happened to stage 2 of Operation Ood? By stage 2, you mean an experiment to see if we can change the past, right? Right, that's it. Yeah, that's why we're all thinking. What? About what to send, so we can tell if the past has changed. I think we should definitely go with Okarin's Lotto 6 idea. Miyoshi thinks we shouldn't be so greedy for dough. But when I say dough, I don't mean like baking. I think we all know what you mean. Really? That's great. So instead of being greedy, we should do something that will bring peace to the world. Like if we gave everyone in the world a cushion, I think everyone would be happy. The only one who'd be happy are little kids and Miyoshi. What? What are these guys saying? They're acting like I never sent that email with the winning numbers. Hello? The front door opens slowly and Lukaku sticks his head inside. It's Lukaku. Welcome. Pardon the sudden intrusion. Lukaku bows his head apologetically. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru go into welcome mode. Moeka keeps staring at her phone. But I am not in any condition to greet Lukaku. I can't stop sweating, and it's not because of the heat. I don't know what's going on anymore. Questions keep spinning around in my head. Did you decide to wear one of Mayoshi's costumes? That would make me happy. No, that's not why I came. Lukaku looks at me apologetically, like he wants to say something. Well, what is it? I reply mechanically. My mind is still blank. Actually, Okabe-san, Kiyoma-san, there's something I need to apologize for. What could he have to apologize for? Timidly, Lukaku holds out his hand, and there, between his fingers... It is a lot of 6 tickets, and the numbers are the same as the ones in my D-mail. I grab Lukaku by his slender wrist. Where did you get this? That hurts! Don't pick on Lukaku! Mayuri gets between us. I let go reluctantly. What's wrong with you, Okabe? You're acting weird. Is the heat getting to him? Sorry, Lukaku, but I need to know, where did you get that Lotto 6 ticket? You told me the numbers. I did? Lukaku nods with teary eyes. You told me to buy them because they might win. Really? When was that? A week ago. Damn you, past me. What were you thinking? This wasn't supposed to happen. However, the past certainly has changed. Or has it? It seems like it has, but at the same time the present seems to have changed too. Wait, did Lukaku win the Lotto 6? Wow, Okarin's a psychic! Don't tell me. You sent the winning numbers with the phone wave? Your question makes no sense. Why are you asking me that? You saw me send them. I did? What are you talking about? Disconnect. Our stories don't match. I sent the winning numbers in the D-mail just now. We discussed it and decided that it's what we would do. You all watched it happen. Then the past changed. It actually changed. I glanced at the phone wave name subject to change. There's no denying it now. That grotesque appliance, the bastard child of microwave and cell phone, actually changed the past. We have the power of a god, though I still don't know why everyone else forgot about it. Hold on, Lukashi. How much did you win? 700,000, right? Third place. I answer with conviction. However, Lukaku begins fidgeting. Something's strange about his behavior. I'm really sorry, Kiyoma-san. Even though you told me exactly what to do, I filled one of the numbers in wrong. Huh? You what? I stare at the 3 numbers on the ticket in Lukaku's trembling hands. If that 18 had been a 19, then it would have been 3rd place. Just like Kyoma-san said. No, so close. And yet so far. I'm pretty sure I sent it with a 19. I'll know if I check my phone's send history. I take out my phone and bring up the send history. Huh? It's gone. Why? The email I sent has vanished from my send history, just like everyone's memories. The email should be there, but it's not. Almost as if it never existed in the first place. I ignore the worried stares of my lab mems and head outside for some fresh air. I need to calm down and figure this out. The ticket Lukaku bought turned out to be 4th place. The prize is just about 5,000 yen. Hey there, Okabe Rintaro. Suzuha calls out to me. She's still polishing her bicycle. Chinojine is squatting next to her, watching her work with great interest. 2 questions come to mind. 1. How long has she been polishing that thing? 2. Just how much free time does the Braun 2 workshop have? You look like you've been brainwashed. You okay? But brainwash me? Well, there's nobody else here. I suppose you're right. Which part? Being brainwashed or nobody else being here? Being brainwashed. You were? Suzuha suddenly steps up to me and grabs my face. Then she forces my eyes open with her index and thumb. What are you doing? Don't move. Suzuha peers into my eye with a serious expression, but a second later she lets go and steps back. You're okay. You haven't been brainwashed. What? When you're brainwashed, they usually put a chip on the inside of your lower eyelid. A chip? Immediately after saying that, Suzuha gasps and covers her mouth. Okabe gets a text. Okabe is thinking of the 3rd person. Just kidding, it's Faris. The vocalist, FES, is also known as the fallen angel who accepted chaos and Kyoki's forced raid. Her atmosphere has changed a little since her indie days. Any thoughts, Kat, on how to respond? Chaos, Kakits, or her atmosphere? I'll give it a solid 15 seconds. Latency and all. Not perfect when it comes to perceiving time. My old channel is proof of that. Immediately after saying that, Suzuha gasps and covers her mouth. Then she puts her hand on my shoulder and gives me an embarrassed smile. Okabe Rintaro, please keep that confidential. Don't tell me, is she... So you've been captured by the organization before? Just like me. Huh? The organization? Are you talking about CERN? No, say no more. I understand your pain all too well. Yet, you do? The organization's secret brainwashing facility known as Apocalypse of Galleons. That place is a living hell. I don't want to revive any suppressed memories. Right. I don't think it was called Apoca whatever though. But it certainly was a living hell. I can tell you'll make a good comrade, part-time warrior. The day of Ragnarok is near. Cool. Suzuha lifts her hand in a half-hearted gesture of enthusiasm. Suzuha, what's brain-watching? Ne asks as she tugs on the hem of Suzuha's clothes. I, Huin Kyoma, shall be the one to answer that. No, that's okay. Ne hides behind Suzuha. Looks like Nea's afraid of you, Okabe Rentaro.
Sister Brown.
You do well to fear me, Sister Braun, but you should also pay me respect, for I am the world's most infamous mad scientist. You're infamous? Indeed. World leaders would kill to get their hands on my genius brain cells. Wow. Still clinging to Suzuha's wrist, Nea opens her eyes even wider and gasps in admiration. That's how people talk when they've been brainwashed, Ne. Eh? Nonsense, part-time warrior. My brain has not been washed since the day I was born. Are you a liar, Mr. Okarin? Don't call me that. You shouldn't yell at children. Look, she's shaking. But Mister makes me sound old. I'm not even old enough to drink yet. What a disgrace. No, there's no point getting angry at a child. I need to show composure as an adult. You're even more of a perv than Okabe. I am not using san for you anymore. I am not a pervert. I am a pervy gentleman. What does that even mean? Hey guys, do you think Okarin's okay? I can hear voices from the second story window, and since we can hear them clearly from here, Suzuha starts chuckling. You heard everything, didn't you? Sorry. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I just couldn't help it. Did you hear about the time machine too? Oh, yeah, I heard. Way to go, you! She strikes my upper arm in what I assume is a gesture of encouragement. What is way to go you supposed to mean? You haven't told anyone, have you? If I can't trust you to keep silence, I'll have to take extreme... I won't say a thing, I swear. Your secret's safe with me. Great. There's just one thing I'd like to ask. Did you see some kind of electrical discharge on the second floor just now? Electrical discharge? You mean like yesterday's rumbling? I nod. It happened once before. You're lucky the boss wasn't around. It shook. It was scary. I ignored the little girl's honest impression. Just now, about a minute ago, it should have happened again. Oh, really? I didn't see the second time. Suzuha tilts her head quizzically, then turns back to her bicycle. Maybe I was too preoccupied polishing my baby. Did you see it, Ne? Nope. Sister Braun frantically shakes her head. You didn't see the second one. I didn't see it. Disappointment spreads through me. What does this mean? Events I remember happening didn't. The fact that I sent a D-mail, the fact that we argued over what I sent. But Kurisu herself remembers that I called her Celeb Sev during that argument, right after sending the D-mail. I was hit by a feeling of vertigo. That's probably related somehow. Did something happen? How much do you know about time travel? What do you mean by that? Suzuha seems slightly suspicious. So I explained to her what happened just now. Nia probably won't understand a word of it, so I don't think it'll be necessary to silence her. I don't believe it. Suzuha is dumbfounded after hearing my explanation. I've never heard of anything like that. Is it true? Are you telling the truth? Of course. We've created a bona fide time machine, and we were able to change the past. Nobody can deny our accomplishments. That's right, nobody. Jeez, that's not what I meant. Suzuha grabs her own hair in frustration, but then her expression turns thoughtful. I don't know if what you're saying is true or not, but she suddenly lowers her voice. I think you should try asking John Titor. John Titor? I mean, he's a hot topic now, isn't he? A time traveler from the future. You might know something, since you're both time travelers and all. I see. You could be right. No, there's no doubt about it. The undoing of the past events could possibly be explained through the many worlds interpretation that Titor talked about. Come to think of it, it was Titor's advice that led to me and the IBM 5100. You should be able to give me a hint this time too. I quickly take out my phone. This is me. John Titor may have come from the future to guide me. Yeah, that's right. His arrival here in 2010 must be the choice of Stein's Gate. El Sai. Conga. Who is he talking to? Don't know. Who could it be? Maybe it's from someone in the future. From the future?
Sister Brown. 俺の電話の相手が気になるか?
Do you want to know who I'm talking to, Sister Brown? No, I... Nay shakes her head rapidly. She looks scared. I respond with the wary expression of a mad scientist who has seen everything and lost much. Good. Even if you are interested, never ask. I could tell you, but then I'd have to silence you, and I don't want to have to do that to an innocent girl. Come on, stop scaring her. She's just a little girl. I assume Nay is frightened because of the aura of danger that follows me everywhere. She has the right to be. I'll get in touch with Titor immediately. Your advice is appreciated, part-time warrior. Was I useful? That's great. Part-time warrior's eyes pop open mid-sentence. Oh crap, the boss is back. The boss is back. I follow Susua's glance to see a moped heading this way. Judging by the sheer size of the driver, it must be Mr. Braun. Nah, if the manager asks, tell him I was doing my job. Okay, but you have to let me ride your bike, okay? Okay. Good luck, Akiba and Akihabara. I am rooting for you. Susua pats me on the shoulder and rushes into the workshop. Nay and I are left in front of the store. The driver stops the moped and takes off his full-face helmet, revealing Mr. Braun. Welcome back, Daddy! Nay! What did this nutjob do to you? The manager leaps from his moped and interposes himself between me and his daughter. His eyes are bloodshot. My spine freezes. What a powerful aura of malice. You son of a... How dare you make moves on my precious daughter? I'll kill ya! Wait, I haven't done anything! Then why were you talking with Nay alone, huh? We weren't alone. Susua was here too. That girl was skipping work to polish her bicycle. Please forgive me, Susua. My life is too precious. Is that true, Nay? She promised she'd let me ride her bike, so I gotta say she wasn't skipping. Sister Braun ends up betraying Susua too. The manager breathes a sigh of relief. A heavy sigh. Skipping's the only thing she's good at, isn't it? Worthless part-timer. It's true I've never seen her actually do work. Anyway, shouldn't you apologize for making false accusations? What? Hell no. Stubborn old man. He thinks he owns the place just because he owns the place. Understand. I won't let you off easy next time. You make moves on my daughter. I wouldn't do such suicidal stuff. Mr. Braun nods in satisfaction. Nay, I bought some ice, rather just regular old cream puffs, so let's eat them together. Okay. He parks his moped next to part-time warrior's bicycle, then enters the store hand in hand with his daughter. Cream puffs? You can't get any more out of character than that. Is this what having kids does to a man. Hey, part-timer, I know you are slacking off. Hey, and why is the 42-inch on? I thought I told you to turn it off. I am sorry. I leave Suzuha to her fate and return to the lab. I need to get in touch with Taito as quickly as possible. He might be able to give me the answers I seek. He might even be able to explain the event that I witnessed a few days ago. The instantaneous disappearance of everyone on the streets of Akiba. When I burst into the lab, everyone looks at me with concerned expressions. Mayuri starts to speak, presumably to console me, but I put my hand up to stop her. Wait, I'll talk when everything's over. I explained that we can't experiment anymore now that Mr. Brown is back. Then I dismiss everyone for today. Okarin, I'll buy some bananas tomorrow, okay? Mayuri picks her Upa plush toy off the sofa and hands it to me. So for now, hug this little guy super tight and cheer up, okay? Looks like she's worried about me, but she shouldn't be. It's my job to worry about her. She has work after this, so she leaves. Daru goes with her, probably to see Ferris. Before he leaves, Lukako apologizes again for messing up the Lotto 6 ticket. He knows about the time machine now. Next time I see him, I'll make him a lab mem to secure his silence. Moeka leaves with nothing more than a tiny bow. A shiny figure says she want to hear more about time machines next time. Okay, it's a promise. See ya. In less than 30 minutes, Kurisu and I are the only ones left in the lab. Hey, assistant. You're not going back to your hotel? Is that a problem? No, no problem. I was just wondering what you were still doing here. Nothing. I just wanted to think for a bit. Can't you think at your hotel? What? You're kicking me out? Ah, I get it. You'd be lonely in your hotel room, but you have no friends. So you want me, the great Kyuen Kyoma, to look after you, isn't that right? You spoiled celeb sub. You're the lonely one, aren't you? You've been acting gloomy all day. Do you need some advice? I'm an outsider, in a sense. So it should be easier to talk to me, right? A man gets advice from a younger woman is kind of... But if you're fine with that, then just ask away. Why does she have to be such a smartass? She even has a mocking grin on her face. I need to send some emails. If you insist on staying here, then be quiet and stay out of my way. Okay, zombie. Of all your stupid names, that one's the worst. Despite her complaint, Kurisu makes no move to leave. She sits down on the sofa and starts reading a massive technical book. On closer inspection, I realize it's in English. Maybe my assistant isn't a genius, but just an extreme studier. Want some coffee? Sure. I make some instant coffee for Kurisu. I take a fresh Dr. P out of the refrigerator for myself and sit down in front of the computer. Alright, let's do what needs to be done. I only hope this doesn't get undone, too. And the signal has appeared. Anyone chat would like to interfere and interpret or interject? Now's the chance. Thank you and arigato. Gracias. De nada. I'll hope this doesn't get things undone too. My plan is to follow Suzuha's advice. Get in touch with Taito. After all, I'm experimenting right now could have something to do with. The many worlds interpretation. Which would mean that the Kurisu sitting over there isn't the same Kurisu with whom I discussed the Lotto 6. And it would mean that this lab isn't the lab where we discussed it. How can that be? What's wrong with you? Stop fidgeting. Kurisu glares at me coldly. Damn it, she's looking at me like I'm a perv again. I keep telling her I'm not a perv. I'm Hoen Kyoma. Anyway, why am I the only one who remembers what happened? That's another question I'll ask John Titor. I don't know if he's a real time traveler, but he did help with the IBM 5100, so I'm inclined to trust him. But what should I write? Should I tell him everything? In any case, worrying about it won't solve anything. Enough stalling, I take out my phone. Thanks for the intel on the IBM 5100. The code is from CERN's database. In other news, I've successfully built a machine that sends emails to the past. By sending an email, does that change the world line? I noticed some events were undone. Does that mean the world line changed? You said the many worlds interpretation is correct, but I'd like to hear the proof, if you don't mind. I sigh and chug my soda. Now to wait for his reply. I checked the @channel thread just to make sure, but Titor hasn't posted recently. That was a pretty heavy sigh. Kurisu says without lifting her eyes from her book. Maybe I should tell her about that D-mail changed. The past. And about how she seems to have lost her memories about it. Why am I considering talking to Kurisu? Because I don't think Mayuri or Daru would understand this problem. Kurisu, on the other hand, might be able to form a hypothesis. That's what I hope. Just then my phone rings. And another opportunity for the cat to say something. Do I answer Daru's call, or do I continue on stalling? Or just experiencing the game without interacting? Anyways, I think this one's a significant one. Nonetheless, it's not a big deal if I continue. Titor's calling me? Startled, I look at my phone's display. It's Daru. I click my tone. In disappointment. It's not John Titor at all. Don't scare me like that. Christina, there's something I want to talk to you about. Daru's still calling me, but I can wait here as long as I want, cause it's a video game. Shouldn't you answer your phone first? It's Daru. It's probably something stupid. And Kiat is not telling me to open up, and that is okay. Thank you for your silence, or thank you for being here at all. Or thank you for not turning me off. It's Daru, it's probably something stupid. Before he left, Daru said he was going to make Queen. He had a silly grin on his face. There's no way he'd suddenly call me for something serious. You're really self-righteous, you know? You might not remember this, but earlier I changed the password with a D-mail. Kurisu stares at me. Her expression is more stern than usual. I haven't known you long enough to tell whether you're serious. It happened, and then everyone except me forgot about it. Or rather, the fact that it happened was erased from history. The past changed, so the present changed with it? The butterfly effect, huh? But what you're saying is nonsense. Why do you say that? Why do you remember that the past changed?
タイムマシンで物理的に過
If
去
you
へ行って歴
used
史を
a
変えて
time
きた
machine to
というの
physically
なら
travel to the
ま
past
だ
and change
ギリギリ
history,
説明が
then
つく。
that might explain it
で
barely.
も
But
D メー
with
ルの
a
場合だと
D-mail,
あんたは
you
現在
haven't
から
taken
一
one
歩
step
も動いてい
outside
な
the
いことになるのよ。
present, have you?
だから
So, if
現
the
在が
present
変わって私
changed
たちが変化した
and
な
we
ら
changed with it,
あんたも変化し
you
てい
would
ない
have
と
to change
矛
too.
盾が生まれる。それとも
Or are you saying
自分は
that
観
you
測
didn't
者だ
change
から変化
because
しないとでも
you're the
言うつもり？
observer? In that case,
その場
you're
合
claiming that you're
あ
not a
んたは
human being.
こう主張していることになる。
I understand what Chris is
自
saying.
分は人間という
And I don't
存
have
在
the
ではな
means
い
to。convince her otherwise. And that's exactly why I'm trying to get in touch with Titan.
全ては
Everything is the choice
シュタインズゲ
of
ートの選
Stein's
択であり
Gate. This is the power
俺の持つ
of my magic
リーデ
eye.
ィングシュタイナーの力に
Reading
よるものだ
Steiner. Mwahahahahaha. And he's at it again. Curtis sighs and goes back to her book.
あんたのお遊び
I'm
に
not
付き合
playing
ってら
along
れ
with your
ないわ。
games. I bet you
ど
came
う
up
せそ
with
の
that
リーディング
reading
なんたらって
whatever thing just
だ
now,
ったら
didn't
今
you?
め
I should have known better than to approach Curtis so unprepared. There's still not enough information, even for a mad scientist like me, to explain the things I've experienced. I bite my lip in frustration.
恋する乙女が
You look like a
好きな
girl
相
in
手から
love
のメー
waiting
ル
for
を
an
待っとる
email
みたい
from her boyfriend. She sure likes to attack me with every little thing. For every little thing. About every little thing.
そんなに構っ
Are
て
you
ほしい
really
の
that
か
desperate for attention?
ささやかな復讐
Just
よ。
getting revenge.
あん
You're
た
always
から
making
の
fun
ひ
of
どい
me, so I
扱いにい
deserve
つも
at
く
least
っ
this
答えてる。
much.
これでも俺は
Despite what you may
お
think,
前をリ
I
スペクト
actually
しているつ
respect
もり
you.
だぞ
名前すらまともに
That's
呼んだこ
rich.
ともない
You
くせに
don't even say my name right.
それについては
I am sorry about that.
すまないと思っている
Courtesy lifts her face and stares at me in shock.
へ
Well,
え、意外。
that's
あんたって
unexpected.
謝
You
るんだ。
actually apologized?
謝るさ
I do apologize.
だがどう
But
し
I
ようも
can't
ない
help it.
俺の脳
For
は
my brain has recorded you as my
お前の
assistant
ことを
Christina, and I
助手
cannot
のクリスティナ
correct it.
という認識で固定してしまっていて直しようがないからな
回答して海馬に電極ぶっ刺してやりたい。
I'm gonna crack your skull open and stick electrodes in your hippocampus. Right after that silly exchange, John Titor's mail arrives. And I am given another opportunity to give another opportunity. Right after that silly exchange, John Titor's mails arrive. Singular. I quickly open the mail. Greetings, Kyoma. Can you tell me exactly how you changed the past? I'd like to verify that what you said is true. I sent an email today. It was sent to arrive last Thursday, 170 hours. Ago. It contained the winning numbers for the third place prize of that night's Lotto 6 drawing. The moment we sent the email, my associates, who had helped plan the experiment and watched me send it, instantly forgot that any of that had happened. When I checked, I found that the email had vanished from my phone's sent history. I know for a fact that it arrived in the past, as my friend bought a Lotto 6 ticket based on information I had apparently given him. He got one of the numbers wrong. But otherwise, it was an exact match.
メールの相手って誰？
Who are you talking to?
ジョン・タイタン
John Titor.
え？
Huh?
嘘。
No way.
奴はよ
He's
ほど悪意があ
open
る
to
人間
discussion
に
as
対
long
しては
as
オープン
you're not trying to troll him, and his
メール
mail
を
address
公
is
開してい
public.
る
This is the second
こうし
time
てや
we've
りとりしてる
exchanged
のは
mails.
2度目だ
どうりであんたがタイタン
No
の書き
wonder
込み
you
を
keep
引用
referencing
したがる
Titor's
わけだ。
posts.
信者って
You believe
わけ
him,
ね。
don't you?
そういうわけではない。
Not entirely, but there are several points in his story I do agree with.
そう？
Really?
フィクションにしか思えな
I
いけど。
can't see it as anything but fiction. That's very interesting. From the events you described, it sounds like you did indeed change the past. I suspect that the email you sent changed Divergence, if only a little. Bravo. The instant your email arrived in the past, you shifted from your original world line to an ever so slightly different world line. On this world line, you received an email from the future containing the Lotto 6 numbers. You told your friend the numbers. Perhaps because you didn't quite trust the email, but your friend got a number wrong when he purchased the ticket. The original email likely disappeared from your send history when the world line changed. All of this makes sense. The one thing I don't understand is how you kept your memories of the previous world line. Just so we're clear, you are telling the truth, yes? Yes, I still have my memories from before that past was changed. That's the truth. By the way, this is actually the second time this has happened. You traveled 26 years into your past. Haven't you experienced something similar? Also, what effect do you think my intentional manipulation of the timeline might have? I've confirmed that divergence is currently 0.571015%. I cannot tell what the value was before you changed the past. This is because I, like your friends, have no memories of the world line before you changed the past. In the case of physical time travel, memories are retained even if the world line changes. That's been proven by my own experience, but in the case of an email like the one you sent, the time traveler changes the past without actually traveling through time, a situation that scientists in my time never even considered. It wasn't necessary, since the invention of the time machine in 2034 gave us a means of physical time travel. So I'm afraid that I have no idea how to explain the phenomenon you've been experiencing. How exactly do you measure divergence? Where do those numbers come from? Strictly speaking, I was not entirely accurate when I wrote that the Everett-Wheeler model is accepted in my time. The first functional time machine was completed in 2034, and 2 years following that breakthrough, our understanding of the universal structure grew dramatically. In 2036, scientists proved that the universe is comprised of attractor fields, which describe the extent of world line convergence. This theory was first proposed in 2020. Sorry, I forgot to answer your question. I have a meter that measures divergence. A reading of 0% divergence corresponds to the world line I originally came from. In other words, it's a subjective, not absolute measurement. This tool can only indicate the current divergence. Please explain these attractor fields. How do they affect world lines? Put simply, attractor fields are the focal points of world line convergence. Their existence is responsible for phenomena previously known as fate and chance. There's no real point making small changes to a world line. Due to convergence, small changes do not have a lasting influence. Humans who can observe convergence is rarely is exceedingly rare. I haven't met anyone with that ability myself, so I'm unqualified to give you an accurate appraisal, but you, Gyoma, might be one such individual. I might have the power to observe convergence. You might be the one who can guide us to a world line beyond 1% divergence, across the wall that divides attractor fields. The tone of Tyder's mail has suddenly changed. He thinks I have some kind of power? At first, I feel a sense of pride. Next comes apprehension. Could this be a trap? In the first place, I can't confirm if this is the real John Titor, and I don't even know if the John Titor from 2000 was really a time traveler. If Titor's world line theory holds, then that could explain the supernatural events I've experienced. But that last statement is pretty hard to swallow. As soon as I begin to doubt, all of his words start to smell like lies. That stuff about the IBN 5100 might have been a lie too. That mysterious program code could be just a simple bug. Now that he claims I have special powers, he's starting to sound like some new age con artist. And besides, I don't need Titor to tell me that. Karisu jerks at the sound of my laughter. Don't just start laughing like that, it's creepy. But I must. He says I have powers. Isn't that rich? You don't have to tell me what I already know, John Titor. I snap my eyes open wide. I raise my phone high to the heavens. My true power is the magic eye. Reading Steiner. Sounds to me like you've got a bad case of Chinobu. Eh? Karisu hides her face in her book. She pretends to read, but I can see from here that her ears are bright red. And for reference, we can check out that this word is literally 8th grade syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males. It is also used as a derogatory term to refer to old people who still exhibit this mindset. I guess essentially just being a bit mature, I guess, I don't know. I'm mostly tripped over the pronunciation. She pretends to read, but I can see from here that her ears are bright red. How does she know about Chinobu? I'll never get it right the first time, will I? Is she an at-channeler after all? No, that doesn't matter now. I need to reply to Titor. What's beyond the wall? What will happen when we cross it? If we cross the wall, we will have freedom. If we do not, then the dystopia I came from will be your future. In exchange for providing false peace and joy, your masters will stamp out every last vestige of free will. As I said on @channel, my goal is to change that future, and you may be the one who can make that possible. Okay, now it's getting creepy. Is this some new cult? Or is he really trying to con me here? He's also contradicting himself again. The Titor who appeared in 2000 said he traveled back in time to retrieve technology lost in World War III. Yet, this guy is saying he came to prevent the creation of a dystopia ruled by Esseren. This guy might be an imposter. I'm fed up, so I quit replying. But just as I'm about to put my phone away, another mail comes. And cuts Do I interact or do I continue on as though nothing even happened? I guess this is how it is. I open up my phone reluctantly while enduring Karisu's cold glare. And what I read there raises the hairs on the back of my neck. Kyoma, I want you to be the Messiah. What is this? Fear? Disgust? I don't know, but something is very wrong. Messiah. And I'll be back next time for chapter 4. So, let us save. Thank you everybody for being here, for interacting if you did, and if not, thanks nonetheless. Bye-bye. Have a great day.